All right, so we can get this party started. In the words of Pink. So what I'd like to do is, what I was thinking I can do is I can either give you like a bit of a rundown, or, which I think is usually brings much more merriment and mirth, is if you guys all want to earn yourself a inspiration by just basically telling us what happened or what you can remember, and then any real key points I'll add in.
Nice. It was all a bit of a haze. One thing that I do kind of remember is when I don't know if it was another life or if it was a flashback or if it was a dream of being in the company of many a gnarly pirate that was threatening our livelihoods and shimmying us across a mast until asking us about the silver ciphers that none of us knew anything about, and we all ended up plummeting to our neck-breaking noose death, which is pretty horrific.
That's right, yes. Luckily, Matt, you have missed that. But basically, everyone that was in the group had sort of came to existence at the end of an existence, as it were. So they found themselves atop a mast above a rabble of angry pirates who were baying for blood, and they were in their old wizened sort of forms, just general commoners, I think, is the character sheet I gave you, as I remember.
Oh yeah.
And they experienced another life. It could have been the past, it could have been the future, but they experienced another life, and it was a life that they all had a connection with, and in a way, that's what brought them about. As it were. Can anyone elaborate on that? I suppose not really. That's pretty much it. That was fair. Yeah. Skip to the end. And so they their previous selves or their other selves were being questioned about the whereabouts of a object or objects called the Silver Cipher. And that then brought them to the present day. Can anyone else remember how the scene opened with your present characters?
So, from what I can remember, we were on a small boat, a big boat or a small ship, and we were making our way back to the port of Ellen. And along the way, as we were, hugging the coast, we saw a shipwreck on the beach. Upon investigation of said shipwreck, we found a couple of survivors, and weirdly enough, a little bit of treasure, coins just sitting all over the beach. And talking to them, it was a bit of a strange. They were pretty evasive, or at least didn't give us the full story. Especially this one noble, he had a bodyguard. And then, weirdly enough, we got attacked by oversized prawn crabs.
That's right.
And after that,
damn those prawn crackers.
That's right. And they seemed to hold a grudge towards this noble for some reason. I mean, they engaged us in combat, but when they knew they were about to die, they'd sacrifice themselves to try and kill the noble, and which they did. Only for us to find that there was sort of an unrequited love between the noble's wife and his bodyguard. That's what I remember.
Yeah, that's right. The giant crab things loved the shiny, so they were willing to die for the shiny.
That's right. Actually, at this point, I could get someone who knows. Does anyone have proficiency in nature or anything like that? I can actually reveal to you the why behind the
Animal handling, but not nature.
Yeah, that's fine.
+3, but not proficiency.
You got a proficiency in what?
That's how I got a +3, but not proficiency.
Oh, that's anyone probably, or just get advantage. How about Finn roll with advantage, courtesy of Matt?
For animal handling, or?
Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, sick. Okay, so what it is you know with crab folk, especially given your background as a shipwright and your maritime knowledge, that crab folk are actually mutated ogres that the sea hags mutate and cultivate. And sea hags have an absolutely uncontrollable desire for silver. So what they do is whenever they make like a crab folk, they will make them desire and go after silver wherever possible. And because they're basically enthralled grunts, they tend to not really care about the consequences or not really be intelligent enough to think about the consequences. So they end up building great big silver hoards, which the hag comes along and reaps the bounty of. And that's
Very cool.
Could I ask, the Aristotle-looking token on the screen there, would it just need to be...
Oh yes, he's the market vendor that you guys.
Okay, so that's not Matt. Never mind. That's fine.
You fell
No, that's
asleep.
not Matt. I think, as it were, with regards to how you were going to be meeting Matt, you all do know each other, or at least somewhat familiar with each other. Matt, I'll give you a quick fill-in with regards to the brief that brought everyone together prior to the shipwreck. That was that the story started, where the group were coming back via the skiff to Velen in order to claim a reward that they had been given for some work that they were doing, where they just cleared some farmland of goblins. So they're working as adventurers, which is what you would be doing at around about level 3, sort of building a name for yourself, trying to create a bit of bank. And it was the ship that caught their eye. I would say that Dorfl decided to perhaps take the road for some reason or what have you, or just got there earlier or via different means. So you are already in the city of Velen, but not at this place, as it were.
Cool.
Am I missing anything else? So we currently stand that it's I'm going to dip into my notes now so I don't miss anything. So it's a beautiful, very warm tropical kind of a day. It's been sunny for most of the day, but just the odd spot of like tropical rain has just started to fall, and it's just made your clothes and your skin a little bit damp. The thing with Velen, which you would be aware of, and I don't know if anyone actually can anyone, how about Hannah, can you think what was the thing about Velen with regards to restless spirits? Can you remember?
Honestly, no, I can't.
Okay, no worries.
There being ghosts everywhere and people were just used to them.
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly it. So Velen is renowned for its high spirit sort of ghost population. They kind of just appear, and they might be doing really random things or just looking at a wall or something really odd, and they kind of just appear and disappear, and it's so commonplace that most people have just gotten used to it, but it still makes, new travelers uneasy, as it were, and this is something you'd be aware of.
Also makes blood hunters pretty upset as well.
That's right. Let's see. So, yeah, there's currently the group as it stands are looking at a street merchant. He's caused like loads of attention, and everyone's sort of flocked over. Most of the city that you can see, or most of the townspeople have come over to see his wares. He's putting on a very good show. He's the grey-haired dwarf you can see on the map. He's in a prime spot, getting lots of attention from a large crowd. People are kind of like craning to see his wondrous wares, and the occasional squabble kind of breaks out, people pushing and elbowing each other to get a better look. You guys have all managed to successfully get prime position close to the merchant, and the haggling and excited shouts of the crowd stop only briefly as a occasional ghost materializes and passes in front of people and then disappears again. This merchant is not only a merchant, but he's obviously a really good showman, because he's really worked the crowd into a frenzy. And it's some surprise that he even has some of his wares left, because he's just been doing a roaring trade. Like, lots of people are just passing you carrying interesting looking sort of curios and knickknacks and what have you. And so currently the guys are standing around the market. I think this will be a good point to introduce you to the game. I would say that you're currently, see, they would have come in from the south. So you're currently standing, depending on how you want to be, but I would say you're kind of standing here just looking around, and you've come from the north. And yeah, so perhaps at this point we could do introductions, maybe starting with Dorfl and then working our way back into Dorfl, Samadhi and Finn.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a Warforged Artificer, subclass into Artilierist, and after the war that I was forged for, settled down in a small town working as a shipwright, which was subsequently raised by pirates, and I've been hunting them ever since.
Excellent. And what kind of, I guess, components are you made of, or what are you like? Primarily wood, primarily metal, bit of both?
Bit of metal and metal and wood.
Metal and wood. And do you like to wear clothes, or are you like more like I'm a machine? Do you try and?
Don't know. I wear clothes. I try to assimilate into normal society.
Okay, that's great. That's cool. So how about Duval?
All right. Well, all right. Buenas noches, amigos. My name is Duval Espino. I grew up in the port of Kalimport as an urchin, but managed to find favor with a merchant ship, which I thought was a merchant ship, learning to become a navigator, but then later on finding that it was actually a training ground for blood hunters. With that, I learned my trade at sea, and every time we come into port, it is basically to act as merchants, but on the sly, we are there to hunt. We are there to kill that goes bump in the night, hence why I don't like these ghosts. They're a problem for me. But, yes, I've known the group for quite some time. The Baron, the Finn, but I have not met this Warforged before. This will be interesting.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And, just maybe a bit of a brief kind of physical description of
absolutely.
what he looks like.
So Duval stands at about 6 foot tall, a little bit kind of Clark Kentish. Doesn't seem like too much. He's well versed in trying to make himself disappear. Slight athletic build. Has a bandolier across his chest, which has some interesting looking vials and contraptions stowed away in it. All of them looking rather alchemical. He has his long sword at one side and a whip at the other. Nice chestnutty but graying hair, graying rapidly, and quite handsome, short shaved beard, but his left eye is a ruined eye socket. All that's left in there now is a golden orb, which seems to be able to pick up movement, as he doesn't seem to have any sight impeded.
That's so cool. I love the eye. That's brilliant. The Baron Samadi.
Alright, so the Baron is a Yonti. He does wear some armor, but he carries he sort of wears like a dark purple long coat. He has a top hat. He carries a massive stogie that he smokes all the time. I always seem to pull out stogies. A bottle of rum as required. He has a bone necklace, and he's got a snake. A big snake that he wears at times, or sometimes it just disappears, but he seems to have a snake a lot down with him. So, greetings. Bonjour, the Baron Samedi, man. I'm from Chult originally, but I'm here to get revenge on the pirates. I will take their souls. I love the spirits here. The lower you can feel them. And I am, let's call me a vassal of Papa Legba, one of his voodoo priests. And, don't worry about my pet snakes. They're here to help you.
That's great. He's so cool. Okay, Finn?
So I'm a water Yensi. I've travelled from the Nether Isles. I spent so much time on ships, basically. Even my clothes are a little bit patched together. A bit like the ships have been on. Wearing light leather armor. Short in stature. Always looking a little bit frazzled, I gotta say, and distracted. My deep dream is to get to and actually be able to build my own boat instead of just fixing everyone else's. A little bit frustrating.
I had a boat.
I'm a little jealous.
Oh, look at this. Crystal's coming in.
Sorry I'm late.
That's okay. How are you?
I'm not bad. I'm not sick anymore, thankfully, but... No, I thought we were next week for some reason. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's understandable. It's the stupid scheduler thing. It's once it's set in stone for it, it's literally an immovable force. Once you put it in, lock it in. I know. I'm going to unuse it completely, I think, and just, do the human thing of actually just talking to you guys. So sorry about that. My apologies for the scheduler craziness. And welcome on board. That's actually really perfect timing. We were just kind of doing a bit of a recap. You missed, unfortunately, the description of Dorfl. So perhaps what we'll do is just to give you a minute, find a comfy chair, sit down, crack open a tinny. Perhaps we'll just quickly get Matt, if you could just explain Dorfl again to Crystal.
Yeah, sure. So, Warforged Artilierist was working as a shipwright during the war, settled down in a small town, set up a life, and then that got raised by pirates. Been hunting those pirates ever since. Have not heard any word of them for the last couple of years. I mentioned before that I had a boat at one stage. Got swept overboard during a storm. I'm not sure what happened to the crew or the boat that I owned, and I've been looking for that too.
Sounds good. I like it. I feel like I'm the only one that's never got a boat though.
Oh, you don't worry. The Baron's never had a boat either.
Well, you're in the right place to find one. It's better than the deserts of Calimport or Calimsham. Okay, well, Crystal, if you're sitting comfortably, perhaps we can just get a description of Lucho. Lucho!
Lucho is exactly how he sounds. It's so he's a 3-foot tall orange grung who was a lucha libre wrestler. The only thing he's missing is a mask. he lost it, which is sad. He needs a new one. But yeah, he was a lucha libre wrestler, and he got kicked out of the wrestling group because every time he touched someone, they'd get poisoned, and everyone was sick of being poisoned by him. They just wanted to wrestle. So he has moved out of the. He still likes to wrestle, but he's moved out of the group of wrestlers, and he's like, right, okay, I guess it's time to make a name for myself elsewhere. Let's become an adventurer. So.
Sick. Sounds good.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. So just as a reminder for you there, Crystal, Lucho has returned to Velen in order to receive payment for the culling of a flock, a gaggle of goblins that were haranguing a farmer, Bjerenden Bjornsson. And that's what brings you to Velen, is to basically come and collect payment. But as you've made your way in, having gone through the secret smugglers' caves that Finn was able to locate, you've managed to make it without any hassle from the guards, who are, as you recall, quite... they can be quite heavy-handed, and it's best just usually to try and avoid them, as you can. You find yourselves all as a group now huddled around with prime position around this merchant as he is explaining his wares. And at this point, I think you've all done really well, so give yourselves inspiration, as I promised, just in case I forget.
I'm inspired.
Ding, 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 ding. And let's see. So, can anyone remember what some of the items were? I mean, this is just for fun.
There was a builder's hat, wasn't there?
Of all the things.
I remember a purple silk bandana.
That's right.
And
whose
it's a death
property?
mask.
That's correct. Yes.
The Baron don't remember any. He was having too much rum at the time.
That's why I thought about you getting the death mask then.
That's true.
That's right. And he was offering. Yeah, that's correct. That's right. Yeah, you bought the Tricorn, which is absolutely awesome. He was offering a really a promotion, as it were, where you all got healing potions if you bought something from him. So right. Currently, Duval, you just have a minor healing potion.
Yes.
Just to refresh your memory, imagine that I've given this really amazing roleplay thing where he's talking about all the awesome stuff he's got. He has what he describes as rare petrified flowers. All of these seem to hail from the Isles of Cholt, or so he claims. He says that they're rare petrified flowers, so like a bunch of petrified flowers that look like they're made of stone. Some people mutter in the crowd that they could be even basilisk orchids, something I've homebrewed there. There is, I think this caught your eye, Lucho. There was a purse of concealing with two different compartments, which you are not sure what they could do, but it basically could act something like a bag of holding. And
yeah, because I was gonna put water in it and then sit in it for an hour a day.
That's it. A little pocket paddling pool.
Yeah.
Lucha needs her bath, her beauty bath every day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you do. And on the clasp of the purse of concealing, it has the word unspend written on it in Draconic, which seemed a little bit strange. He also boasts about a strange and mysterious Cholton death mask, an assassin's poison quiver which holds 6 arrows, reportedly from the notorious Ouroboros of Night, which is a like a Yuan-Ti cultists. You've heard of them. They're kind of very proud of their country, where they live. They're very protective, and they go to great lengths to keep themselves secret, and aren't very welcoming to outsiders. So to get something from them is quite a accolade.
Well, the Baron is from Chult, so are these things that the Baron recognizes? The plants, the potions, the death mask, and all the various things, or is he just blowing smoke up our ass?
No, you would, yeah. A lot of these, like if I said a Cholton death mask, you know, like it could be, as much as it could be a Midland death mask. It's just, I mean, he's making claim that it is a death mask, and it could potentially be from there. But yes, you're definitely recognizing things like the basilisk orchids. Maybe not so much the things like the purse of concealing or the hats, but there's definitely the Cholton death mask, the assassin's quiver. He's got some very basic gauntlets of Torm that are literally gauntlets of Torm, so they just have a Torm symbol on them, as well as a variety of hats, which he doesn't really big up. They're just there, you know, to bring people in. He's got a miner's hat, aristocratic hat, a tricorn which is sold, and a purple silk bandana, which I didn't know, Finn, were you going to buy that or negotiate, or were you just interested, just perusing?
I was interested in the bandana, yes.
Okay,
Definitely interested in purchasing.
So what do you find with that is he basically offers you the price of, I think, he says it would be 10 silver for the purple bandana.
I am very offended at this. 5 silver.
5 silver. Okay, I want to see a roll for this. Do a charisma. Let's see, do persuasion because you're negotiating.
12.
I mean, he's in the interests of keeping his business and his flow kind of rolling, he just kind of nods and just kind of puts his hand out. He doesn't really put any ceremony into it, but you've definitely won him over. So he nods and says, yes, 6. What did he say? 5 silver?
5.
Oh, almost said 6 there.
So yes, the bandana is yours. Are you investigating it, or are you just going to stuff it into your pocket?
I'm going to stuff it in my pocket for now and wait till after, because there's a bit of a crowd around. I would like to be away from the crowd for this.
The Baron is interested in the death mask. Tell us about it.
So he says, sir, you have yourself a good eye there, sir. This is a Cholton death mask. As you see, it appears to be mainly made of wood, but some say that if you look through it in the right way, you can see your own death, or indeed the death of others. And then the crowd go, ooh, because you didn't.
You didn't?
But he kind of, you know, you get the impression that he's trying to big it up. He's got a lot of interest, but also he's trying to feel your worth, to see if you're interested, and seeing your take on it.
I am a Yuan-Ti from Chult, so what deal have you got for me, man?
You are from the Green Isles. Very well. He says, well, obviously this fine relic would sell easily for 25 gold pieces, but you've caught me towards the end of the day and I'm keen to move my stock. I could sell this to you for, should we say 15 silver pieces today?
15 silver pieces, you say? Well,
That's correct, sir.
let me have a look at it, a feel of it, see if it's worth 15 gold pieces. Here, you wouldn't mind holding my giant snake, would you?
He takes a step back and goes, I would rather not. And he kind of looks.
Did you say 7 silver pieces? Is that what you said? And like my snake's just looking at him, and the tongue's coming out.
Okay, that's really cool. Roll me intimidation with advantage.
That's good, because the Baron's actually proficient in intimidation. You were saying?
He literally. He's probably about 2 steps away from pissing his stride, so he does not like snakes. He goes, yes, very well. 7. Did we say 7?
You can't remember? I think you said 5.
5. Yes, it was 5. That's right. Yes, 5. 5 silver. 5 silver to the man, and he gets very nervous, almost looking for anyone else that might even slightly have their hand up.
And then I'll pet my snake and go, he didn't mean anything by it. And I look at him and I go, make sure that you show respect to the lower around you, or I might come back to visit you. Alright?
He very shakily hands over, trying to avoid any contact with the snake, the health potion that both you and Finn would have gotten with your purchases. And
sorry, just as a matter of logistics, I actually have no money. I'm assuming that my 5 came out of the do we actually do a division of treasure, or?
Well, that would be up to you as a group. I couldn't say, but all I can say is you have earned some money.
I think we had 200 silver, 8 pearls, and a silver bar.
Yeah, I've
Something
got that.
along those lines.
As well as, I was about to say, we got to search for those other guys to get paid as well.
Alright, I'm going to presumptively take 7 out of that party treasure because, like I said... But, I'll call that part of my share, the 7. So whenever it's divided, I'll just take 7 off.
Nice. Easy done.
Okay, so you're the proud owners of...
I meant 5. I don't know why I said 7, but there you go, 5.
Yes, why did you say 7?
Reverse negotiation.
You got a pretty good mask there for from 25 down to 7 silver, so 5 silver.
5 silver. Well, a snake does it every time.
Oh, they pick up the bonus complimentary health potion with our philosopher friends' first offer from at the beginning.
That's right. Yeah, everybody gets. You get a health potion. You get a health potion.
Off the back of a wagon somewhere.
You actually have to test if it's actually a health potion.
Yeah, that's it. You don't know how much of a fraud this guy is, but he seems to be putting on a good show nonetheless. So you find yourselves in Velen, just coming from. I don't know why. I don't know why. I might not be able to ping. Coming from up here.
Sorry, has everybody finished at the merchant? Lucha, you got everything you want? Or?
No, I want the hat.
You want that?
I thought you were buying a bag.
No, I need a new. I need a new character for my wrestling. I want the hat.
So you expressed some interest in what was that? The miner's hat?
Yeah, was it miners or builders, something like that? Yeah.
It was like a miner's hat of sorts. Very tough, very sturdy, almost as if it would maybe give you a bonus to your AC.
Yeah, that one.
Potentially.
We should call you Bob the builder.
Who is this Bob you speak of? Can he build boats as well as me?
He's an old Chilton Tail. I understand you, friend. It's okay.
Yeah, man.
So he explains to you that again that the hat is 10 silver, and still sort of shies away from Baron Samedi, kind of taking a few sips back. He starts to relax as he looks at Lucho, but then he really looks at Lucho and he doesn't feel that much more at ease, given your glistening skin. So, he says that would be 10 silver, sir. He kind of...
My friend's got a discount, do I not?
It's 10 silver is the price I put to you, good sir. I'm open to some negotiation, of course. Do you have perhaps?
Sorry, Lucho, did you want me to come and negotiate on your behalf? Is that what you're asking?
No.
I flash my red eyes at the seller.
I shudder a little bit. I don't like that.
How much did you offer, perhaps? And he catches a glance of Baron Samedi, and then perhaps at the other very adept warriors that have obviously made their way to the forefront of his stall, realizing that he is somewhat outnumbered and mildly intimidated. He says, 8 silver. He says, and then he sort of crouches in and whispers and says, "Please, just don't make me." Not too much, otherwise everyone else will try and pull one on me, and I really need to get these things sold, but I can't sell at a loss. He sort of explains. He says, "Will 8 silver suffice?"
I guess. And I give him a gold piece anyway.
He goes, "Yes, I'll thank you." And he sort of bows and says, "Thank you ever so much." He says, I'll get your change." And then he sort of waits, that amazing wait that people do when they're like, "Are you gonna want your change?" And then when he kind of picks up on your body language, he's like, "Thank you so much." And he kind of looks at all the rest of you like, that kind of just made up for what I lost here. And so, yes, you are the proud owner of a miner's hat.
I put it straight on. Wait, does it have a light on it?
It has like a foci on the front, like a crystal, and you can just just hold it. But you find after a while of inspecting the hat that when you put your hand close to it and hold it, that it has a short sort of lifespan, but it seems to just be able to do it again and again. So it starts off really bright, and then after about 5 minutes, it gets a bit dull and
That's
sort
cool.
of eventually disappear.
I put it on my head.
Okay. Whilst you're wearing the hat, it obviously protects your head. You get an additional +1 AC.
Yeah.
For all the while, but it doesn't have a strap, so it could be knocked off. But all the while it's on your
I'm
head.
gonna get a strap. Do I have rope?
Yeah, that's. Well, there might be somewhere in town.
Yeah, no, I need to go find some rope. I do have rope.
Maybe you can use a bandana to tie it down.
Hey.
Yes, give me the bandana. I need to tie it on.
Pretty sure I have some rope.
So here we go. So as you make your transactions, those of you who are from Velen or know of Velen know that the Blackthorn Brewery is to the north, where this anvil is. Is probably going to be the quickest path up this way. But that's not to stop you from doing whatever you want to do.
Did someone buy the little pouch?
What was the little pouch?
No one's bought that yet.
As no one else has, I would like to get it.
Okay, sure.
Please.
This one, he says 16. 16 silver for this, please.
Really?
He seems to try and test his resolve, and you get the impression that perhaps it's not entirely as strong as he says, but he goes, "Yes, madam, I've already lost so much today to you and your band of pleasant people. I really have to insist. 16 silver, and he almost looks like it's a question more than a than a statement.
I'm thinking 10 sounds like a nice round number. What
10,
do you say?
10. That's right. Yes, 10 all along. Yes. He literally seems to have a handful of stuff left that he feels quite confident in selling, and he says, as you wish, 10. So you are the proud owner of the mysterious purse. Like I say, it has 2 compartments and has unspend in Draconic written on it.
Oh, I don't think I can read that.
But I think it was
No.
Baron Samadi was able to read it, I think, last session.
Yes. Either way,
Because he
so I'll
knows.
ask him when we go get to the bar. I'm in need of a drink.
I definitely
well.
second that.
The merchant appears to turn his attentions to engaging the rest of the crowd before any choose to leave. And,
we'll be back later, man. You don't worry.
He says, thank you so much for your trade. And he sort of really makes, like, he tries to get his gold's worth out of it and sort of casts a hand over you all from his little sort of pedestal. And he says, see more satisfied customers. Please come and see my wares. And then he drops back into his spiel about wondrous items from Chult.
So that sort of holds the rain over the area, so the rain just starts going down right on top of his head, nice and heavy, as we walk away.
That's a bit mean.
I could only hold it back for so long.
Well, the
Okay,
Baron takes his top hat off and gives a bow and then walks off.
So, as you guys, which way are you heading, by the way? North, south, east, west?
We're going to you said a brewery, right? Or a pub or something?
Yeah, the Blackthorn Brewery?
Sorry, is that where we're supposed to get payment, or is that just a place to hang out?
That's right. Yeah, it's basically, imagine it's such a big pub that it's also like a 24-hour kind of like nightclub. It's the place to be. It's almost overtly a pleasure dome, as it were. So instead of just being a pub, it's renowned like throughout the land, the local area. Even from those who are from Callanport and Chult will have heard of the Blackthorn Brewery. It's pretty good.
But we were here to go pick up some cash from a place, right?
That's right, yeah. You had to meet your contact, Barendon Bjornsson.
And where were we going to do that?
Well, he had agreed that it would be at the Blackthorn because it's pretty much there's only 2 pubs and everyone just goes to the Blackthorn. He's got a room there.
That's the one then.
Well, that is where we go, man.
Okay, it's at this point as you start to move up past this stall here. I don't know if you can see me pinging it.
Mm-hmm.
So you start to move to the north. From behind you, you see the stall holder suddenly just go very rigid and clasp his chest in his throat and begins to almost have like trouble breathing and kind of drops to the floor, gasping. There's froth, and suddenly the crowd of enjoyment turns to a crowd of shock as he drops to the ground, and out from underneath his robes comes a flying snake, a small, very poisonous, venomous snake. And like I say, you guys are just slightly up here. I need everyone just before this happens to roll me perception.
Ooh.
Just before we roll initiative.
Wow.
I see all.
Wow.
Oh crap! I rolled twice. God damn it!
So, Baron, do you roll with advantage there? Is that right?
It's just set for advantage, but it...
Oh. Okay, so so basically let me explain it like this. As you're walking up, Duval, your trained hunter's eyes notice a very strange looking person just hanging by by a building just up here. And Finn, because you literally aced it, you've been looking at this person all the time, almost wondering what is he doing. He's got his arms behind his back, almost like Liam Gallagher, wearing very ominous looking kind of swampy coloured robes, and his mouth has just been moving all the time as though he's looking at the merchant and talking. And you've seen all of this before. The merchant has grabbed his throat and his chest and started vomiting froth everywhere.
Whoa.
But you couldn't put two and two together. But now it's sort of starting to come together that there's some strange person standing up here. What you now put together as whispering, possibly to this snake here. So now the merchant is on the ground and he's dying very nastily. And the snake is looking around for a place to kind of wriggle off. And I think I'll get you to roll initiative, please.
Oh, damn. Here we go.
Is our Warforged friend with us yet?
Oh, yes. So
Looks like he is now. Congratulations. Welcome to the group. Let's kill something.
Barely. I'm like way at the back.
you're captivated by all the stunning wares, or perhaps think that his whole froth vomiting thing is part of the show.
I'm just saying that we.
You what? Sorry. What's that?
Oh, we lost him.
I was going to say that this merchant really knows how to commit when he's doing that. Like he is going for it.
He's there for the pity sales. He wants the pity sales.
Yeah, that's it. He's probably, you see him in like the back room in the makeup room, like wiping it off later on.
So with
I figured
Matt's
he was just convincing us to not come back.
with Matt's token, we can't see the details on it. Can you put his hit points up and his
Oh yeah, I've put his hit points up already. How do I make that? Oh yeah, cog.
Yeah, you've got to go. You got two tabs, I think. So on the first one, you got to say show nameplate, and then on the second one, actually,
I've got visible to everyone. Visible to everyone.
I can see his hit points
Bar
here.
location above.
So it says visible to everyone or visible to editors or.
Everyone, yeah. And then
And
I've
then
got
I'll-
name C.
Okay, but on the first tab, it would say show nameplate or something like that. Is that there?
Oh yeah.
There we go. They're starting to pop up.
Yeah, that's just my characters. Oh yes, sorry. Show nameplate is a tiny little checkbox. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Let me save those changes.
All right, now his hit points have disappeared.
Oh, bugger.
Oh really?
Yeah. Let's just try and so it would be C edit and I think show about C. Which is his hit points actually in there?
Yeah.
Matt, can you-
They were showing before.
Matt, can you just check your hit points?
No, they didn't show
27.
up.
Just remember though, it's a cog. You got to go through the cog, not just this. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Done. Everything looks great.
Cool.
And now it's gone off again.
That's
Okay. All right, try again because I think I hit save whilst you were saying it's perfect.
It's there.
All right, I won't touch it.
Excellent.
All right. So initiative, everyone.
Initiative is up.
Wow.
Okay.
At least we got all like really low.
And I shall just grab old mate Flying Snake. Let's see how he does. 21.
Oof.
I don't
Zippy
know why
snake.
that's been hidden, but he... Oh no, he's there.
He's down the
How do
bottom.
I auto make it aligned? Does anybody know? The order.
You mean put it into order?
Manually.
No, there is a function. I know that, but I think Cam just drags it. Is that right?
I do. I usually drag him.
Isn't there like
Here we are.
Quick
Isn't there
shot.
like an arrow?
Numerically descending. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Beautiful.
Cool. Okay. So, yeah, so the snake acts first. And looking around, it sees, I would say, well, there's absolutely heaps of people all flocking. So he actually goes to bite another person, and it's a person you've seen, and they're carrying something which looks distinctly Cholton, like in what they're carrying. If like it's some kind of serpent-looking ornament, as it were, and it goes to make a bite on this person, obviously killing them outright. Again, this guy up here is still whispering away.
Just
his
feel
eyes don't leave the snake.
I think we got a lot of like. Is it fog of war? Because I can only see his stomach downwards.
That's right. That's the intention. That he's just kind of hidden. You haven't really noticed him.
Sure.
I'll just reveal the rest once I just roll him up. There's really not much more to see. Reveal. So here. That's pretty much all I can do without it being weird. Can you see that?
No.
No.
It's just basically. Yeah, we can see half of him.
Yeah,
Oh,
there we are.
there we go. Yep, that's it.
That's basically all there is. So there's like these. Imagine these up here are buildings, like shops and what have you. So he's just been hiding up here, like puppet master, orchestrating what you believe to be the attacks with this snake. He has now seen Finn looking at him, and is slowly slinking away. So he's walking north. The snake goes in and makes an attack on... I'm going to roll for it. Once I can access the thing. So he makes an attack. It's all very jumbled here. It's a 1d6. He actually makes another attack on civilians. So he's basically, this snake is just murdering people, flying, like darting. You see it like this tiny live little snake just darting from one to the other. But in that time, it's decided to start sort of heading up. And I realise I've missed turn order. So now, sorry, Dorfl, it's your turn.
All right. So Dorfl kind of pointing, he's seen Finn notice the figure to the north, and so everyone else seems to be cottoning on. He puts one hand on his blade and the other over onto his whip, and it's almost not even, doesn't even have to speak it. He just kind of looks over to the Baron, to Finn, to Lucho, and just kind of moves his chin in the direction of the guy up to the north. And he's going to kind of use 20 feet of his movement to basically move into range with the snake. And as he passes Dorfl, he says, "Greetings, my friend. Care to make a little bit of money? Let's go and whack a snake." With that, he's going to draw both his longsword and whip and make an attack with each of those. So let's unleash one of those and unleash one of these, and hopefully they roll with nice and awesome. Ooh, Jesus! The whip definitely does a good job.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Excellent.
7 points of slashing damage.
Yeah. So it looks like it was a little bit too quick. So it's almost like a little bit of a testing jab towards the snake with the longsword, and then just follows up with cracking the whip and slicing into it.
The punishing bite of the whip just hits home like exactly. I mean, this thing isn't armored or anything like that. It tries to rely on its dexterity and nimbleness, but caught up in the affray, perhaps trying to move its way around the crowd, it doesn't succeed, and you hit it clean on the head. Being only a very small snake, you basically whip its head clean from the rest of its body, and within the 3 seconds of battle, you begin to see this guy up here slowly formulate a frown. Baron Samedy.
So you mentioned there's somebody who's dying in the corner.
Yeah, dying very rapidly. Oh no! What you mean, the merchant? The merchant is pretty much dead.
The one who was bitten to begin with is dead.
Yeah, there's 2 other people that have been bitten in that time, and they seem to be following the same way. So this snake has caused quite a lot of bedlam.
Okay. All right. So the Baron can't save them. All right. So the Baron will move over here. I assume he can see the weird creature at the top there.
That's right. Yep.
Alright, and he will pull out like a feather and a little bit of blood, and throw that into the air and hex him. Point a bone at him at the same time.
Okay, and what does the hex do? What does it target?
So hex, basically, when I do other damage to him, it'll give me an extra d6 damage per attack. But at the same time, it will also give him. I can choose a skill, an ability to give disadvantage to. So I choose dexterity.
Very well. So that's a negative to dex.
Dexterity checks, rather, like if he was going to make an acrobatics check, or like he was trying to get out of a grapple or something like that sort of thing.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So any dex related check. Then I, as my main action, like I send out these purplish green bolts, like snakes, that go directly into aims directly for his chest.
Wow, okay.
I call it Eldritch Snake. I guess I miss. I'm a class 10.
Yes, unfortunately, they go. The snakes spurt out of your hands.
Yep, that is correct.
And they go wide, unfortunately.
And I go, "Don't, where are you going, man? The party's just beginning." And then somebody else's turn.
That's right. Now, Lucho, what are you going to do? This guy looks like he's deciding whether to fight you for killing his snake, or he's starting to look over his shoulder. He's undecided.
Okay. I'm gonna run at him and I'll grapple him.
Okay, sure. Is it an attack roll, isn't it?
Honestly, I haven't grappled ever. I can't remember.
It's Lucho's athletics, and then he gets to use acrobatics or athletics back, but he'll have a disadvantage on the acrobatics. So whatever his highest skill is, but.
It's a 9.
So he gets to use acrobatics or athletics, depending what his skill is, or if you just make a strength check or dexterity check, not save, but check.
Yeah, so I can use strength, yeah?
Absolutely.
He rolled a 9. I don't know why you can't see that, I'm afraid. I don't know.
Might just be a whisper setting.
You've got to set it on whisper. Like the character sheets will have like a toggle there, and it'll say whisper to DM or something.
Oh, okay.
But doesn't matter.
Yeah, so he rolled a Oh, here we are. Always monster rolls. Use.
So you can just set it to normal or never whisper or something like that.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yes, I'm just looking.
Finn's ready to lay some smack down.
Okay, we'll give that a try. Moving on to Finn.
Okay.
Hang on,
Nice
sorry. Did
spell.
I grapple him?
Intent.
Did you grapple him? He rolled a 9. You rolled a 9.
He's also hurt.
It's Hex versus Dex. He used strength.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, if it's equal, he's
You know,
not grappled.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you then make a con save
What's this?
for poison?
He doesn't need to. Is I think all I can say there.
I wouldn't have touched him as I tried to grapple him.
Oh, you definitely touched him, but your skin seems to have no effect on this particular person.
Okay. Carry on.
So he's aquatic looking in nature then, we might say?
It's very hard to make out what he really looks like behind his robes. A lot of his body's covered, but he's making a real conscious effort to hide his arms and his hands underneath the robes as he's still, you think, whispering. It could be another incantation, or you're not certain.
Lucha,
Stop you from doing that.
Lucha, you can't poison the baton either. He's happy to touch you wherever you want to be touched.
Oh, damn.
For the right price.
I scooch away ever so slightly more from the back.
Okay, Finn.
I'm not that interested in the dude. Like, it's a little bit So I'm gonna go with Thunderclap, but I'm just gonna move across and cast. So he needs to make a Constitution saving throw, please, or he will take the damage.
Con. Here we go. Hey, you can see it. Excellent. Okay, he makes a 7.
Fail.
Fail. So what happens? He takes the damage.
Yes.
4 damage.
So yes, he does.
Okay. Yep. He kind of shakes some sense into his head. Perhaps he sees stars for a brief moment, and it just seems to ignite a scowl from his face. As he does this, you notice that there's something strange with his skin and also his teeth, but you haven't had time to work out properly what it is yet.
Okay.
Okay. Dorfl.
Done.
How's he looking?
He's fighting fit. He's pretty healthy.
Is he looking like he's still going to run, or is he past the monster fight now?
He's still kind of undecided. Obviously, having seen his snake, the slow realization has kind of dawned on him, and he is starting to look for an escape now that he's generating perhaps what he would assume to be too much attention. Obviously, you imagine now a lot of the civilians in this area have kind of just started running away, and it's only really left you this open battleground. He's definitely looking for a means of escape.
Cool. I'm going to move up to here, and then I'm going to cast Grease on the area that he's standing in.
Okay, what radius is that?
10 feet.
10-foot radius.
It's like a
Okay.
square, or is it a radius? Cubes?
10-foot square.
10-foot square. Okay, so how are you doing that? So you're doing it so you don't get Lucho?
Yeah, let's keep him like just outside. And like sitting further towards like behind him, just to cover a bit more of that area.
Okay, alright, so Slick Grease comes around 10 foot, dexterity saving throw, or fall prone. Does he have to, so he does have to make a dex. And he's got disadvantage with that,
Ooh.
because Oh no, it's not a
It's a
check, it's a
hex.
save. So he rolls a 16
Oh,
to try and keep his foothold, and definitely is looking unnerved. He's gonna attempt to. Dorfl, sorry. Anything else? Yeah.
No, I thought it was a save, so he had disadvantage on. Nope, I'm good.
It's checks, wasn't it, Wayne?
checks, yeah, so he's going to use acrobatics, or if he's trying to get out of like a grapple or something like that with dex. So any dex related check, yeah. So if you want to do sleight of hand or stealth, anything like that, you'd have disadvantage.
Yep. Well,
Okay.
I would have played
He's a
that a little bit.
slippery one.
That's fine.
So that brings it to his turn. He is going to. I've got so many things to choose from. He basically begins to whisper and produce what looks like they're going to be his arms from underneath the robes, but as he lifts up his arms, they move like arms. But you're aware that they're just a multitude of writhing snakes where he doesn't have arms, and they're all just lunging and biting, and their unblinking eyes are hissing towards you as he begins to cast.
He's one of my people.
Yeah.
This guy, you, Wayne, you recognize him as a UNT, especially when he shows his arms. And he's going to cast Mershulk's Slumber on you. 5 creatures that it can see within 60 foot. I'll try and share it with you. Otherwise, I'll just copy and paste it. He targets up to 5 creatures, so that would be just in descending order. So it'd be Lucho, Duval, Dorfl, Finn, and Baron Samity. So that's basically all of you. You must succeed on a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or fall into a magical sleep.
Roll those cons, guys. No one fall asleep.
Oh no.
Roll con save.
Did you say 13?
It is, yeah.
That wasn't even the right.
Iron Constitution. No sleep till Brooklyn.
Bruh. My first one was Dex, so I re-rolled, and now I'm gonna go nap, okay?
How heavy are you?
How heavy am I?
Yeah.
God, I don't know. I didn't think. How heavy is a normal grung? Like, maybe a bit heavier, because muscle.
You're like 3 foot, so you probably weigh as much as, like, I don't know, a 10-year-old.
Probably.
How much they weigh, I don't know. I don't weigh 10-year-olds very often.
Grungs weigh about 30 pounds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a little bit of weight.
If you were like a really tiny, like 5 kilos, I could throw you at him.
What I love right now, actually, just slightly out of game, is the fact that you can be woken up with a slap, but if anyone slaps you, they're going to get poisoned.
Is that the same? Mage hand slap me! Has anyone got mage hand?
I do it.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I was trying to work out if I could catapult you at him, but it maxes out at 5 pounds.
That's exactly what I was thinking. You like basically just throw Lucho at him.
I mean, if anyone's got that thing that makes them smaller, what's the spell called? I can't remember.
Oh, yes, we could just, make launching you at the enemies. Yeah.
That divides my weight by like 15, doesn't it? Like, I'd be 2 pounds.
That's cool.
Okay, so having seen his spell, his incantation not work how he wanted to, he sneers, and it's now that you can see that he has sharp, like pointed, snake-like teeth and his cheeks wrinkle with scales. He's very obviously a Yuan-Ti of some description. He was going to make a run for it, but it seems that he wants to stand his ground and continue to fight. So we move back to Duval, and he seems to be readying his arms for the next onslaught.
All right.
So just if he ends his turn still standing in that grease, he's going to try to save again.
Oh, is it? Okay. That does make sense. What's his intelligence?
It's any creature that enters the area or ends its turn there.
Okay. Yeah. In which case, then he's just gonna kind of step out of it because he's got quite a high intelligence. So he's not gonna be like, "What is this?" So he tries to make. He steps out of the puddle, as it were.
All right. I'm just going to check this terrain here. Is this pathway, or is this the roof of something, or?
Yeah, this terrain here is just like cobblestones, which is like the entry, like almost like a pavement or asphalt, as it were, into these shops.
Excellent. If that's the case, then I will zip around. Duval has a penchant for killing things that look weird, so it's probably not completely out of character. So he's going to skirt around and use movement to come behind this stall here, and then let loose with the longsword and the whip again. Just because it looks like this guy's going to stick around and battle it out. So let's launch that and launch that. Will the rolls stay with me? Probably not, but maybe the whip. Who knows?
Okay, so finding your footing in the somewhat sort of damp cobblestones, you take a slight slip, and just as the assassin is moving out of range of the grease, unfortunately your sword just goes wide and just misses. It hits where he was and not where he is, but that doesn't deter you. You stand up defiantly, ready yourself, and come in with a very sharp stinging whip. It lashes him right underneath the eye, and he reels, but just sneers, and you hear this hiss. He hisses at you, and it sounds like, I don't know if anyone's ever heard, like, those big snakes, like that kind of thing. He kind of hisses at you, and you become his focus of attention very promptly.
I wasn't going to slap Lucho because I'd definitely get poisoned.
It's so good. Maybe he'll attack me, and I'll wake up that way.
Okay.
If I hadn't pissed him off.
Yeah, I think he's like, well, basically, Crystal, your character is what he wanted for everyone. So yeah, he's a bit concerned about this and being chased or followed. He's trying to get a bit of a clean getaway and doesn't want to leave any marks, any witnesses. This takes us on to Baron Samadi. I'm just going to grab a beer really quickly. 1 sec.
Hey, Crystal.
Hey, Wayne.
I think you might have missed our Descent to Avernus episode in the manner in which I woke up all the party members. Or were you there?
I honestly don't know. Was I late? I'm very good at being late, evidently.
Alright, well, when this happens, it may be a surprise.
Okay. I'll roll with it. Either way, it's fine. As long as I don't die because of it, it's fine.
Simon, you back?
Socks on tiles. Yeah, sorry, socks on tiles. Nearly came a cropper there, but we're all good.
Alright. So,
right, do it.
The Baron is going to launch these 3 snake-like missiles. 2 of them is going to hit into the Yuan-Ti Pitmaster, and 1 of them, unfortunately, is going to go to Lucia. So the first one is going to wake Lucia up. For 3 points of damage.
Ooh. Like, it's not much, but at the same time. Ooh.
So 2, that's 6.
No, 3. She takes 3. So Lucia takes 3 points of damage.
What does the pitmaster take? What does the Yuanti guy take?
Give me a second. It's like, okay, he takes 5 to begin with, but it's what? Click. All right, another 2. So he takes 7 all up of 4 sticks.
Okay.
Get up. And
nice.
He'll move forward. That'll do.
He's really getting some smacks on his chops, and he's not looking too happy. I mean, he's definitely standing, and you just see malice in his eyes. He kind of looks over to you.
I smile at him. I talk to him in Abyssal, which is the language we all speak. And I said to him, "You messed with the wrong people, brother. Let's see what happened to you, man. You've betrayed the Loas."
And then to which he replies, he says, "Whereas you betray your own people," in a strange sort of snaky kind of voice.
Sure.
And he sort of looks disgustedly, perhaps at the likes of Duval and Finn and those who aren't your auntie. You're getting a bit of an elitist vibe there, Baron Samedi.
Ah, yeah, those guys always think they're better than the purebloods. We're the purebloods.
Lucho, you're right in front of him. Your little froggy eyes kind of blink, and you kind of come to. Duval standing above you, looking brave and heroic, having just cracked a mighty whip, and then off to the other direction is this assassin.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna smack the assassin with my amazing. I didn't mention it before.
Oh yeah.
You're going to stand up though first, aren't you?
Huh?
You're going to stand up first?
Yes, I'm gonna stand up first. Sorry. No, I'll just swing at his legs and take him out that way.
Does he have legs?
Oh,
We're about to find out.
Yeah, no, I'll stand up.
He does.
Like, if he's got snake arms, maybe he's just got like a snake instead of legs.
What I can do is... I thought I had a hand on... here we are. This is what he looks like. Can you guys see that?
No.
He does have
If you click
legs.
on him, if you click on him and then click Control instead.
Oh, there we
Oh, it
go.
came up.
Oh, sick.
Is he there?
Sweet. Very Mayan.
Creepy crawly.
Yeah, he's a meanie. So he does have legs. So, hang on, this is 5 point whatever. Do we have cooled shots in that, or you're just targeting his legs, aren't you? Really?
No.
Okay.
It's just generalized. You can say you're targeting legs, but it's just a generalized attack.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So that hits, and he takes 9. You basically knock one ankle into the other, and he does it takes all of his strength and ability to right himself without collapsing to the ground. He looks down, not knowing what to make of the attack, really. So that's 9. Okay. Ben, it's your turn.
I wanted to try something, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do it.
Okay.
I wanted to create water in his lungs.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, that's evil.
Is it allowed?
Okay, obviously I'm not speaking to the DM, but usually you can't really do something that a spell of an equivalent level and effect can do. Does that make sense? So if you're using Create Water, which is like a cantrip, it can't do more damage than any other cantrip would do.
Create Water is a 2nd level spell, but no, it does not have damage associated with it. So that's why I wasn't sure if I could do it or not.
Yeah, and because otherwise, for example, you could make I'm going to enlarge something in his brain or something, like I'm going, yeah.
Fill his eyeballs with water.
I don't think the intent is to allow a second level spell to like kill somebody. So
Fair enough.
Yeah, I have to disallow. I've thought that lots, and I've actually Googled it because there's lots of like content on the forums and stuff about that kind of thing. So I can't allow it.
That's okay. I just figured I would ask because I was looking at it. That's okay. I'm not. It's all good. I thought. Alright, I guess I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Oh, you're chopping him in his mind.
100% at second level. Let's see if this goes through.
What's he have to roll?
Ooh, wisdom save.
So wisdom
DC
save of 12.
Let's have a drum roll. Oh, you literally punch his brain in half.
So you can just hear my haunting voice across the way.
Could you sing that Enya song to him?
I don't know what Enya song. I don't know Enya.
Sail away. That would be epic.
Sail away, sail away.
No, I don't really don't know that
for
song.
all the wrong reasons.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, you got in. You literally brainceptioned him.
Does he? Is that? I was about to say, was that lethal? Is he down?
Actually, I am just reading here. That's a magic spell, hey?
Correct, it is.
Okay. This guy seems to. Whoa, there's music.
Sail away, sail away, sail away.
You recognize that?
My head is definitely. I can relate to this guy now.
Yeah, it's despite being somewhat it's as you try to ply his mind with your magic, it's like working a difficult lock. Instead of just whereas you've done it in the past, most commoners will just like succumb to your magic. This was a bit difficult to get through, but it did still manage to get through. He seems like he's almost magically armored in some kind of way or resistant. But yeah, it still absolutely punches his brain. And what's the effect, sorry? Apart from the Enya?
It must immediately use its reaction if available to move as far as speed as allows away.
Okay.
So he takes damage.
It fails. Yeah, so it takes the damage.
And then he spends his reaction running his distance. So whatever his movement is. But because it's not a forced move, he's actually moving himself. Both Duval and Lucho get an attack of opportunity against him as he runs away from Finn.
Right, okay, yeah, so make those attacks as he decides to run to the north.
Alright. Long sword. I should have put some special sauce on my long sword, but hey.
Oh dear, maybe even caught unawares. He even the assassin doesn't know that he's about to be this scared. And he literally bolts like a greyhound in fear of Finn, and he runs up to the north.
Lucho, did you make your attack of opportunity? Oh, you both missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 11.
Unfortunately, all of your cracky webs and your slapping belts and choppy chop chop long swords, they all miss as he sort of almost like a snake kind of slithers and ambles out the way. And he starts to flee to the north. Slowly and badly, because in the next part of this map, as it were, you can all hear like a lot of commotion. It's a busy sort of marketplace also to the north. But yeah, technically at the
through the
moment,
grease there as well?
it's 23 degrees.
No, I said, was he fleeing through the grease there?
Well, he just he just sensibly like ran up. Sorry, this way, but I can't pull him off the map. I can only pull him into the shroud. But yeah, he ran up north, like up here.
Ah, okay.
And that would be Finn's turn. It's Dorfl. You can choose to pursue him. I do have more map, or you can let him go.
No, I'll pursue him.
Okay, so for the interests of continuity, I'm gonna Oh, that's it. I can just How noob am I? I just move the player's thing onto the next map.
Ah.
Dum da da dum dum. You guys there?
Ooh, mapliness.
Oh, nice.
Yep, coming up now.
Okay, where are you? Where are you all?
I don't think you've copied our tokens, have you?
Is that what I have to do?
Yeah, just copy and paste them.
Yeah.
Can use the little selector tool to just like catch them all in a big square and then do the Control C, click back over onto the new one and go Control V.
Let's just try that. Hey!
Boom. There we go.
Bada bing, bada boom. So now what is basically your west is still the north from the last map, as it were. So over here is the north from the last map. So he is trying to get here, and you guys are hot pursuit. All, let's say, obviously, Dorfl, you can be wherever you wish. But he's just trying to make his way through the crowd. He's doing a really bad job of it. You can already see gossips, and like I need you to just imagine that there's loads of people here. It's a very busy market day. Some people have noticed, some people haven't noticed, and he's just trying to like pass his way through the crowds a little bit. Assassin's Creed. Keeps looking over his shoulder, trying to get away from Finn.
Unfortunately, because we're on another map, I don't think the turn order carried across. So
I've got it here. Dorfl.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
you can't see this.
no, I don't know how you would make it visible, to be honest.
So please just let us know as we go along.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you a hoy.
So,
Okay, so yeah, we're on Dorfl.
from what you were saying, then there's like the other place cleared out, but now he's running to a crowd again.
That's right, yeah. So they haven't really been party to, because imagine on the other one there was buildings kind of blocking, and the merchant had got the tail end of he got a good spot, but he got the tail end of the market. So this is just a bustling market with people buying, I don't know, chickens, bread, what have you, haggling.
Or chicken bread.
Yeah, chicken bread. Or bread chicken. Bread in the shape of chickens. And yeah, so basically he's trying to get away from Finn. He's doing quite a bad job of it, really, because obviously he doesn't feel as dexterous as he once did, and he's fumbling into people and hasn't made it very far. And Dorfl, it's your turn.
The crowd's really throwing off my plan. Alright, how far away is he from me now?
That would only be about 15 foot. 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 foot. Yeah, oh no, 10 foot.
Cool. I'm going to move to about here, and then use Thorn Whip.
Nice.
Boom.
Jesus. Right in the nuts. A thorn whip into the clacker.
Are you going to drag him to us, or?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the whole idea. Just like ground and pound him.
So yeah, you definitely hit. He takes, what's that, 8 points of damage.
And then, what do you call it? With Thorn Whip, he can actually drag him towards us.
Yeah, so he gets dragged 10 feet towards us.
So he is in amongst you. He's giving out the hugs. Snake arm hugs. He's a bit of an octopus at parties. He's filling everyone up.
Tentacles always a party favorite.
Sure, I've seen a movie like that before.
I don't know what parties you're going to, but
Okay, next up we have, I'm just mathing here. Let me just math some. It's his turn. Back to the top of the round. You've pulled him in. He's still pretty uncertain about you, Finn, but luckily you're out of the way. He definitely observes Duval and Dorfl as the closest threat. And basically 1 and 2, it's going to be Duval. 3 and 4, it's going to be Dorfl. So he turns his attentions to Duval, thinking that perhaps he can push his way through you or knock you down or like incapacitate you so that he can make his escape in a different direction. He is going to make his first bite attack. And hopefully that comes up for a 15.
Ooh, which would hit, but just as he goes to make his bite attack, Duval utters a little curse under his breath as the bite comes in and invokes the blood curse of the eyeless, which basically allows him to temporarily blind him. But I've got to roll 1d4 to see if I can, even if it rolls 1, it'll be enough to make him miss. Which it's a 2. So that first one, he utters the curse and the Yuan-Ti's eyes just kind of go opaque for a second as he goes to bite and takes 2 off his 15, which is then a miss.
Oh, wow. Okay, fantastic. Yeah. So he comes hissing and the snakes all on his arms. They seem, like they're going to lock onto the target. You cast this blood magic. And a lady in the crowd shrieks for no apparent reason, and his eyes and all the eyes of the snakes on his fingers and his hands just become opaque, and they all reel. Imagine, so they're like pointed and they're lunging straight towards you, and then they all just rear up and not really know which way to go, and then strike blindly, missing you. Well done. So that was and he's blind for what? This whole turn, or just that?
I think it's just that attack.
That attack, okay.
Reaction.
Right. So as his eyes begin to materialize again and become back to their normal form, he is going to cast. He's going to cast Vampiric Touch on you.
Ooh.
It didn't come through. Vampiric Touch. Oh, here we go. So here we go. There's so many options. So what does it say?
Yeah, you've still got to make a spell attack to begin with.
Oh, okay. Right, that's where we're going. That's okay. Yeah, that's here. Spell attack. I'm so sorry. It's very convoluted.
Oh, good. Ooh, he just misses. The DC would be 15. He just barely misses.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. So he casts Vampiric Touch, but utters some horrendous words. Again, another person in the market sort of screams as though, but they don't know why, as this horrific magic is exchanged between both yourself and the assassin. And this, unless you have anything else you'd like to do, this brings us to the Baron.
Oh, me already. I thought Dorfl was in before me.
He was, but he's just. Oh, sorry. Yes, he goes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It's time for retribution. So with that, he did have an idea of maybe trying to take this one alive, but that's all out the window now.
He's dead for you.
Gonna go ahead and make some attacks. Will they come through? No, let's try that again. He's gonna try and mix it up a little bit and strike with the whip first, and then the longsword to see what happens.
Oh, that whip is a lucky whip, man. Oh!
A whip of devastation.
So yeah, it strikes home, biting hard into his nipples. And
snake nipples are very sensitive.
He reels. You notice that the expressions on all his snake appendages hiss in agony at the same time, sharing the same fate. And he snarls and holds his chest in agony. Very nice. He's starting to look a little bit worse for wear, but he's definitely, in his more lucid moments, he's looking over his shoulder, really trying to plot and escape.
Yaha.
Very nice. So that's 5.
I might use a bit of movement actually just to skirt around him a little bit and just create a bit more of an opening. But staying within range.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, you really smashed his nipples up with your whip, and he's looking a little bit worse for wear. He's looking like perhaps he should have stayed in bed. He's got a bit of vim still. So this takes us to Baron Samedi.
Baron's gonna move out of his threat range, so he gets an attack of opportunity.
Okay, he is going to attack you twice with his...
No, he only gets one.
Once? Oh, okay. He's going to attack you once with his bite attack for 17.
Regrettably, the Baron's armor class is 18.
Oh!
Alright.
Melt.
Alright, so time for some retribution. So I'm going to cast a guiding bolt at him. Except, so these radiant type snakes get thrown onto him. His armor class 13.
What is its magic?
It's magic, but it's a to hit. So if it's armor class 13, I hit him. If I don't, then yeah. Seeing as he's somewhat resilient, the 13 unfortunately doesn't quite hit. It looks like it's about to make purchase. The snakes seem to bite in, and the magic begins to well, but unfortunately, it doesn't quite cut home. All right then. Well, that is the Baron's turn.
And we now move to Lucho. He's getting a bit panicked now, and he's definitely looking for an exit. He's starting to eye off this building here as some means of escape.
I'm a rage because I forgot I could do that. I haven't played a Barbarian, okay? Oh, I played one, that was months ago. Oh god, what does rage even do?
Gives you just some bonuses to damage if you were to do grapples and shit.
Alright. It gives me +2 to melee damage with strength weapons. Fantastic. So, smack him with the title belt. Oh,
you
roll? No. What, sorry?
You move next to him.
I thought I did move next to him.
Well, to me it looks like you're 5 feet away.
Oh, that's you. Oh.
He's still 5 feet, out of range. There we are.
Sorry. I thought that was him, not you. Okay, right. Okay, move next to him. Let's try again. Smack him with the belt. And then...
Oh!
And then
Holy moly.
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna leave a mark.
So that's 25, including the rage damage.
26.
Wow.
Oh, 26, sorry.
26 points of damage?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you do not mess around. Perhaps if anyone in the crowd or even anyone in your party had doubted your wrestling prowess, this was the move that showed other people otherwise. You really, really smash him about, and you really hurt him. So what was the damage? 25 minus 25. Oh dear, yeah, he is not looking happy. A couple of basically as you whack him, a couple of the snakes that were attached to perhaps where his shoulders would be, they just drop to the floor lifelessly, and blood begins to just trickle down all the rest of them. It's a greeny red blood, more probably, I was going to say like you've never seen, but Baron Samedi, this is obviously akin to your blood. And yeah, he's not looking well. He kind of is rasping and hissing. You did a massive hit there.
Alright, and then for my free action, I'm gonna hold my belt in the air as if I've just won the tournament.
Lucho!
Yeah.
No, that's amazing.
Just follow me and scream my name every time I make a hit.
You've certainly got the attention of a lot of people now. It's easily anyone within your close sort of proximity, I'd say within a 30-foot radius, is starting to see the affray, and they're all not sure whether to run. The people of Velen are quite resolute, so they're holding their own. They're more intrigued for now. It's not they're giving you some space, but they're definitely watching how this unfolds.
Like if they didn't see the hit, they heard the dink from the buckle.
They heard the clong as it whacked home. It's at this point that we turn to Finn, and Finn, from you've got partial cover there behind the market stall. You're very aware of people that are looking at the massive whack that Lucho just performed on the assassin. The assassin's not looking in a happy place right now. What would you like to do?
So I'm going to get to and draw my bow and take a shot at him.
Oh dear. Okay.
Why is that an oh dear?
No idea. I'm just. Oh dear. I feel a bit of pity for him, I guess, because he's not going so good.
I don't feel any pity.
So unfortunately, your first arrow goes wide. Basically, I'm going to roll a d4.
I hate to say it, but that's the only shot. This character can only draw once.
Okay. So a 1 to 2 is will miss everyone, and a 3 to 4 will hit a random person in the. Oh, luckily, thunk. Your arrow goes slightly wide, and goes clunk, breaking a china pot, a clay pot over here, and thunking into the stool stands.
And who was next?
Next is Dorfl.
So I'm going to give Dorfl then Bardic Inspiration as a bonus action.
Fantastic. Dorfl, you suddenly feel incredibly inspired. Actually, at this point, I'll remind you all have inspiration as well if you wanted to use it or carry it on.
Good point.
Yes, Dorfl.
Sorry, when you roll for inspiration, how do you do it? So like, do we roll and then before you give us the result, we say, oh, we don't like that, I'm going to use my inspiration? Or do we say it and then roll both at the same time?
Look, if I was playing, I would love it to be, oh, I don't like that, I want to change my role. I'm fluffy where I can be. As a bonus action, a creature, blah, blah, blah.
That's Bardic though,
Yeah.
that's not DM.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, with your inspiration, it basically allows you to either roll with advantage, or you can re-roll something you're not happy with.
Okay, cool. Just thought I'd check. Thank you.
The rat.
And this Dorfl, unleash
I'm
the
gonna
beast.
I'm going to assume because we're in a marketplace that there is like a bunch of stuff about that weighs between 1 and 5 pounds.
Oh, easily. Yeah, I mean, look, there's a clay pot stall off to what is now the north. Chickens, there's caged chickens. Prime for the ejecting. Yes, the world is your oyster when it comes to projectiles here.
I'm going to grab one of those clay pots then with catapult, and I will use that bardic inspiration.
Okay, 6. So that will allow you to roll with advantage. Is that how you're going to use it?
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, let's do it.
The first one's better. Nice.
Still didn't make it though.
Oh, he's just got to
So
make
he
the
has to
DC
make
13.
Yeah, he has to make a DC 13 save. He fails it. So I guess you pull. This time you pull the clay pot into his head because it's situated over here with some considerable force. It's kind of comical. So it goes, and there's this great big explosion. The pot, the stall holder, the vendor, the merchant, as it were, the pot merchant, the potter, that's the word. He is very unimpressed that one of his clay pots has just magically launched itself towards the anti-assassin and starts shaking his fist. And yeah, so this guy takes, what are we saying here? He takes 11 points of bludgeoning. Oh dear, that really messed him up. You can see that he can no longer focus. A lot of the snakes are kind of hanging limp, and it's really only a few now that are still going for hell for leather. He's bleeding incredibly heavily, and there's definitely a pool of blood all on his clothes and around where he's standing. He's not looking in a good way. He's still looking for that way out. He's still looking to sort of leave. And that brings us to his turn, unless you'd like to do anything else, Dorfl.
No, I'm good for now.
Okay, wow. So with that pot, given that he's in such bad shape and that there's still a lot of people around, he tries to make a bolt, I would say, to what is now us. Oh dear, you've really got him here. He tries to negotiate his way around Duval and head down to the south, and sort of makes his way to about here before he comes up face to face with the onlookers. They all reel in disgust as they see this bloodied, basically what is nearly an animated corpse of the Yanti assassin. And Duval, you get a free attack of opportunity.
If he decided to take disengage and make a break for it, then he'd be able to kind of make that run for it.
Can he disengage from 3 people at once though?
That's a good point.
Yeah, you can. If you disengage, it doesn't matter how many people that your enemy you run past, you still don't take the attack of opportunity as long as you disengaged at some point during that turn.
Nice.
Okay.
So he did skirt around.
The other thing, that's his action, so he's only going to...
That's right, he's only got movement now. Only his 30 feet or so.
That's right. So that's basically what he tries to do. He tries to get out your way because of his physical damage and his hex that's on him. He really doesn't make it all that far. And then the people starting to pick sides, pick him as an enemy when they see him up close, and they start to try and push him. And he's perhaps too distracted to really retaliate. This brings us to Duval.
All right. So with that, Duval just kind of smiles over his shoulder to the rest of the party and kind of says, "I think we take this one alive." And from there, kind of does a tiny little vault over the fruit stand, and he's aiming to do non-lethal damage. So with the long sword, he's going to use the flat of it to kind of crack him over the head, or with the whip, he's going to go for the legs, see if he can whip the legs out from under him and maybe concuss him on the ground. So We'll launch these things. See what happens.
Well, they both hit home. Let's see, so that's at 4 plus 12, is it? Wow.
No,
4.
just 4. Just 4 damage for the longsword. If he was wielding it with 2 hands, then it would be 12.
They both hit home, but it's more his toughened snake scales seem to absorb a lot of the damage. He is in the worst possible place you could be, but he's still standing, and he can. It almost appears to be barely focused, as he doesn't know whether to stand there or run. But yeah, unfortunately, you don't quite get to bring him down.
All good.
If you can see his health bar, laugh with me.
No, we can't. We can't.
I'm sure it's not doing great.
It's basically 50% of 4.
All right, who have we got up next?
Okay, that brings us to Baron. The Baron. Crack your knuckles. What can you bring to this melee?
Unfortunately, the Baron doesn't do subduing damage, but he listens to what Dorfl said. So, do you want to surrender, man? Maybe you get to live another day. So the Baron moves to there, pulls out a mace. Actually, no, he'll pull it. Yeah, why not? And he'll wait for him to come, and it's like he's ready to attack. As soon as he comes in past him, he's going to swing. But he's basically blocking the exit way out.
Clothesline him with a mace. That's beautiful.
It's in Abyssal. You see this guy. He can't quite focus on you as everything kind of goes grey and a bit cloudy through loss of blood. But he manages to hiss at you in Abyssal. He says, "The Erebus of Night never yield." And he kind of hisses that kind of threat towards you. And that would lead us to Lucha.
How far is he? Oh, I can get there. Cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll hit him with my belt again. Sure.
Like lethally, or?
Sorry, non-lethally. Like,
Oh, okay.
I'll smack him in the chest, not in the head.
How do you want to non-lethally do this?
Suplex.
You know what?
Suplex.
I was thinking
Clothesline.
run up and swing around the bar of that tent and just kick him.
Actually, can I change my attack? I'll use an unarmed strike instead, and my unarmed strike can be put him in a headlock. Can I do that?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, that's even better.
That's awesome. I just need to AFK 1 second, guys. Sorry to hold you up. I won't be a minute.
I was just thinking that'd be great if you did that and then forgot that you poisoned him and killed him anyway.
I think
If he's
he didn't.
yarn.
Yeah, he is actually immune, but
Yeah, he didn't react to poison before. He didn't even have to make the save. So, like, I'm assuming he's not gonna die from this. So.
No,
just
that's right.
good to remember that if you non-lethally subdue somebody later, then that,
When it
might
could
not
turn
end well.
out to be lethal.
Whoopsie. Oh dear. So many epic moves just waiting to happen with Lucha.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I don't think I play a serious character anymore. Like, none of my new characters are serious. So, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna, like, completely screw you guys over. But, like, it's so much funnier that he's a wrestler.
no, this is
Thanks for
great.
your patience.
Okay,
back. Thanks for that. Okay, yeah. So how did you want to non-lethally do this just for the DM that wasn't
Take him
there?
in a headlock.
Okay, is it choke a hold, or you just got him in a headlock?
Choke him out.
Awesome.
Like, just
Okay,
leave him unconscious. If that 3 does it.
It does do it because he was only on a 2.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, Lucho, you managed to choke him out. He he isn't far away from unconsciousness as he stood there. So yeah, he becomes unconscious. It's as you have him in a headlock, just this really random ghost just appears and just sails through the whole thing as though nothing's happening, and then just disappears into a wall. It's all very bizarre, like a computer glitch or something or other. Just appears in you and just kind of disappears. And yeah, congratulations, you have subdued the assassin, and he is yours for the doing.
So the comment he made, whatever it was, actually, to be honest, I can't remember, but is that an organization that I've heard of, considering I'm a UNT from Charles, or is it something I've not heard of?
Yes, I shall share the spelling for you because it's quite...
Oribus isn't easy to spell.
No, it is not easy to spell. Basically, my notes, I'll just share them in here. So the Ouroboros of Night are a UNT cult based in Chult, and their doctrine, as it were, is to, aside from worshipping Seth, Seth, who is basically like a serpentine aspect of Shah, if anyone knows their Farunian deities. He's like the great sleeping serpent, and he's a bit of a bad dude. This, again, perhaps Baron Samedi could have been... You would have definitely heard of them. Almost all UNT are supposed to, a bit like the Drow, they're all supposed to worship Seth. But there are those that choose to come and live with other races and craft out perhaps a different life away from their brood, away from their, the nest, as it were. But they, the Ouroboros of Night are fanatics. They protect their little area of Chult very devoutly, and it does strike you as very strange that one would have made their way to Velen. Perhaps I'll just get you to roll an intelligence check with advantage.
That's not my skills, but anyway, let's have a go.
Or anyone from Chult. In fact, I think, Lucho, you can do it as well.
There we go. 16.
Oh yeah, cool. So yeah, basically with 16 is enough to recall and to remind Lucho and everyone else that they're they basically, it's strange that they would be out here, but it's not. It suddenly dawns on you that there was a lot of Chultan wares in the merchant's stock. So at this point, with a 16, it could be a revenge killing, although from what you know with the Ouroboros of Night is that they don't really do revenge killings. They're very devout on stopping people from exploring their lands or coming into their territory. So you can't quite work out why that would be. But that's a bit more of an insight there. Like I say, a UNT cult.
Well, I wonder if the merchant stole something from them.
That's very, very possible. And yes, so you have a guy, an unconscious assassin in a headlock. A frog has a snake person in a headlock, surrounded by people. It's at this point that I'm gonna say, and this could work in your favor. Let's get rid of the turn order. I'm gonna roll a D100. Okay, so about 50% of the crowd are really pleased with what they've seen. They either think it's like a part of a performance, or they see it for what it is, where you've actually defeated an enemy. They all know of the Ouroboros of Night. So yeah, they all start clapping, and this is what you live for. This is the other side of it. When you're not getting gold, you're getting love and admiration. So a good 56% of the people that are watching think that you're pretty all right, and word starts to spread. What would you like to do now?
All right, I don't know about everyone else, but before we go too much further, maybe we should try and get some answers out of this guy before he comes to.
Well, can we get a sack and put his hands in the sack and then bundle them around, put him behind his back, and so his snakes are going to be out of it, and just tie him, his hands behind his back, and maybe tie his feet together.
I am down with the hog tie.
Yeah. Okay, I will, just because I love it, I'm going to get somebody to make a roll, and if you're helping, then you get advantage. Like a dexterity roll, sorry.
I definitely suck at dex, but I'd definitely help someone.
Who's good at sleight of hand? I've got a 0. I've got a 0.
I got a 2.
A bit of my 1.
+3.
Oh, well.
That'll do it.
So Finn's doing it, and someone else is helping.
Given that Finn, you have and also Dorfl, you both have like a shipbuilding background. You both would get advantage on the roll, or you can help each other with, I don't know, super advantage or something.
Yeah, sick. I'll help Finn with it.
So what do I? So it's sleight of hand, isn't it though?
Yes, please.
Okay.
It's just shit the bed. Here we go. What the F? You've literally made manacles of doom.
Not.
Yeah, he ain't going no place. Like every single individually, each individual snake is tied within an inch of its life. As you bind him up. Very good job. Yeah, no, he's not going anywhere. I won't even need to make any rolls for
ladies
that.
and gentlemen, I rolled a nat 20.
Nice.
Very
Beautiful.
nice.
Beautiful. Toit.
Okay, so yes, you have a prisoner. What would you like to do with him?
I'd like to prop him up and maybe knock him about a little bit to get him to come to, and given that he's not going to like talking to me very much, he's probably going to be a little bit more forthcoming if he's speaking in his native tongue.
Cast like cure wounds on him so we can give him a biddy again.
Okay, yeah. Well, obviously, you don't have to roll an attack to kind of get him around. He comes to. He's very groggy, defeated. He's still bleeding out. There's no looking over that. You really roughed him up. But he comes conscious again. But he's on his way to the Great Snake Pit in the sky. But he's conscious for now. After a brutal nipple whipping.
We'll stabilize him.
Okay.
So, brother, you failed the Orbus, the knight. What will you do now?
This is the only thing that I can do. I shall seek a dishonorable death and hope that Seth can no longer punish me.
I suggest to you that there is a chance for redemption, and that chance of redemption involves you living through this process. So maybe if you tell us what we need to know, we get to let you leave alive, and maybe you get a chance at redemption. Chance is better than nothing. Isn't that right, man?
His head lulls down, and you think he's either fallen unconscious or is just contemplating, but then you start to see his shoulders like jostle as he wheezes out the most horrid Icarus kind of blood-curdling kind of chuckle. He goes, "My life is worthless." He says, "My life is Seth's alone to command."
Duval can't understand any of this in abyssals. Just looking on.
Yeah, right. Everyone's just like, what?
But he does have the
He's,
long sword out.
He's not being cooperative. So, how about this? We keep you alive. We keep you alive for a long time. We tell everybody we come across how you fail, right? And you get to live this dishonor for the rest for eons to come. And you don't think I can keep you alive? The lower are with me, man.
He says, we do not hold honor highly like other races. I was sent here for a mission. I have failed, but others will come in their stead. No one will get hold of the silver ciphers.
And already you have failed. Your failure is almost complete.
He just basically kind of gets his eyes get heavy and lulls, and he seems to have a moment of just being kind of elsewhere. So he sort of seems like he could be pliable for either, I don't know, whatever you choose to kind of do with him. He's just kind of going in and out of consciousness.
Right, well, I just...
Oh, lost you for a sec there.
Lost you there, yeah.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
Oh, damn. We've lost you.
Oh, no.
Down,
Fall
man,
back.
down.
Fall back to the nipple whipping.
Fall back to nipple beat.
Just actually tweak his nipples off.
Oh, Duval's going to use the actual whip.
Or can we cure wounds and then just hurt him some more, and cure wounds and hurt him some more? And I can do it a couple times.
I'm down for that, yeah.
Sorry, Baron. You were saying?
Oh, no.
Alright, you should be able to hear me now. I've taken it off push to talk. So
Gotcha.
it should be on talking the whole time. So I tell the party what he said, and then he really gave up 2 bits of information. One, that others are going to keep coming, and they're looking for the cipher, the silver cipher, which was what we were killed to begin with. So even though he's uncooperative, he was stupid enough to still tell us 2 things.
Nice. Excellent. So these guys know a thing or two about where the silver cipher is, and I still remember this. So they are searching. They haven't found it.
Yeah, he thinks it's weird. He thinks we have it, and as far as I know, we don't even know what it is. And
Sorry?
No, you're saying?
Well, we have a couple of dead bodies in the marketplace not too far away and lots of screaming people. We don't have to worry about getting out of here before guards or anything. Turn up?
Oh yeah, they're definitely making their way. That is a given. Anyone would know that that's kind of what's been happening. So they will be kind of called to see what the problem is, and you get the impression that they won't be too far away.
I've threatened him a number of times. He's prepared to die. The only reason I got something out of him is that he was stupid enough to tell us something.
Nice.
So I don't know what you want to do.
So our Yuan-Ti friends maybe have some more answers for us later down the track, but this one is done. Let's hand him to the authorities and let them play with him.
It is conveniently at that point that some of the guard make their way into the scene, as it were. I won't bring the tokens in, but they come along and they sort of ask you what's going on. Obviously, this has caused a lot of attention. Luckily for you, it was attention that was performed in front of a lot of people, so there's lots of witnesses to account for what happened without any grey areas. And the guards look you up and down. They think something, and then they think better of it, and then they turn their attentions towards the half-dead assassin, and one of them pipes up and he says, "You don't need to worry about this one." He says, "These Yuan-Ti are short-lived around this parts," and they kind of drag him off. I need someone to make a very good perception test.
Ooh. Perception. +2.
I've got
Alright,
So
I'll let everyone
give
do
it a crack
it.
with inspiration.
Okay, sure.
Are we all doing it or just one person? Sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
From everyone, yeah.
I just. Yeah.
Okay.
Glad that first one worked.
Don't worry about my inspiration since Deval's probably watching everything at once.
That's right. So it's because this is very difficult to notice, and a lot of you just look at them and go, guards. Duval, it's something. Maybe it's again your maritime background, but you notice that one of the guards is perhaps like Navy, or is still perhaps in the Navy, or perhaps shouldn't be in guard's uniform. You can't quite decide, but the one thing you really do notice is that he's got True Fleet written up his neck, whereas all the other guards, they still have tattoos, but they don't have True Fleet written on his neck. And he's the one that mentioned the Yuan-Ti don't last too long around here.
So he's basically a redneck.
Yeah.
Might as
You
well
can
have a
guarantee he's got a
cross on his
tramp.
neck.
Yeah, he's got a tramp stamp on his like on his hips.
And a butterfly on the small of his back.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what you notice there, and you're faced with there's some blood on the floor. People are still applauding you. There's people of crying that these people should have drinks. Tell the barkeep at the Black Brewery, the Black. What did I say it was? Black.
Oh, the Black
Brewery.
Blackthorn
Blackthorn
Brewery.
Brewery. That's it. Yeah.
Throw a hat on the ground and start bowing and see if they throw money in.
Yep, they love it. They absolutely love it. As the city layout goes, the Blackthorn Brewery is still off to what is now our west. And but the marketplace is very, very pleased with what you've done. So much so that the potter doesn't even mind that you've broken a few pots. If anything, I think he thinks that it's got him some attention, and his trade is doing well. So you guys have done very well there. You're local heroes for the next day or so. Talk of the town.
Nice.
Well done. Yes, you defeated him very well indeed, and he was quite a baddie. So very well done. Congratulations, everyone. You are now level 4.
Oh, damn. Holy damn. Well, I guess it's time to go and get what they call the pay dirt. Time to go and get paid, my friends. Let's go to the Blackthorn.
Yeah, after a few delays, I think you're within like a running distance of the Blackthorn. So like, with a good wind, nothing bad shall come of ye.
Very nice. Very nice. So with that, Duval just kind of starts trying to meld back into the crowd, trying to kind of keep as low profile and keep as modest about the activities as possible.
Very good. People like the more cowardly, broader looking gentlemen are like, pat you on the back like admirably, like, oh geez, he's such a guy, I wish I could be like him, but here I am selling bread chickens. And yeah, you guys are heralded as heroes, so you can hold your heads up high. If you choose to make your way to the Blackthorn Brewery, that's not too far from here, or you can buy some pots or bread chickens or chicken bread.
Do love that chicken bread. No, I'm happy to head on through to the brewery now.
I will say, because I've been a bit tight on loot, that the guards will all have given you maybe, you to bring him down. So they would give you a good 10 silver each for your troubles. Just to line your pockets. Basically, more so because there was a crowd. More so because there was a crowd watching than anything, so no one acted up. But yeah, that leaves you free to enjoy the rest of your day. It's starting to become kind of evening. It would be, I'd say, roughly like 6 or 7 o'clock. And yeah, the pub is calling, the rum is calling, and you can actually hear the music from here. If anyone's a bard, Finn, you're a bard. The music's pretty awesome. What you can hear.
Always good to know there's some fellow musicians around.
Okay, so what would you like to do? Your pockets are heavy with silver, and your egos are suitably inflated.
Yeah.
I'd like to go in there, see if we can hang at the bar for a while, and enjoy a couple of drinks after being at sea and doing a couple of jobs. But more so, see if we can find our patron who was paying for the extermination of those goblins, and see if we can talk to him about the payment.
Bjarden Bjornsson.
Bjarden Johnson. It's like the
silent
Yeah.
J's.
Burgy.
Bjarden Johnson. I shall put you here, and hopefully you can't see anything right now. Is that right?
I still see the market.
Ah.
I will give it a little bit for you to move us over.
Boop-ba-da-bum.
And it was dark.
It's dark.
Hey. Sure.
And on the first day, God created light.
It's very dark in this pub. No, it's not dark in this pub. I just can't get the thing out of the way. This is what you are greeted with. Oh, I can't get the thing out of the way. Let me just do it in half and half. Okay, and the other half of the bar.
Ooh.
Like this. Oh, by the way, I made these maps myself.
These are awesome.
Oh, really? Awesome.
So, because maps are never quite how you want them to be, I downloaded and bought a map builder.
Hey.
Oh, there's something. I will put it in chat. Never mind.
So basically, you guys, I will position you by where the front door is, because that is the door you would come in. So,
Nice. Very good.
Lucio, Finn, Duval, and Dorfl. The Blackthorn Brewery is has got a text bar that I am scrolling desperately to get to. It's basically this the best pub you've literally ever seen. Towards if I can just go onto the map. So basically towards behind the bar, all along this area here. So this is the main service area. You've got the big wine kegs. Here's a wine cellar. This is your bar. Antlers on the wall. Fireplace here. Basically all along this side, from about here through to here, is just full of every, like, from floor to ceiling, is every single, like, drink and beverage that you could ever want. And not only every drink and beverage you could want, but from anywhere within Faerun. It's clearly the figurehead of the pub, and that's what earns its name. You can see that there's a lot of patrons around. I'll just go and highlight some interesting looking people. So here are a couple of guards, seem to be off duty because they've taken their helmets off. Random sailors are just there in various states of sobriety. And down here as well you see 2 more guards, but they seem to be much more on guard, as it were. They have their helmets on and don't appear to be drinking.
More on duty.
Up here, yeah, and up here is your friendly barkeeper. Doesn't take too long because no one's sitting there, but a half inebriated looking Bjerenden Bjornsson sits up here at the table, and he spots you. He takes a little while to focus. He's obviously been waiting a good many pints for you to turn up. What would you like to do? The room is yours.
Nice. Yep. First thing is to go and join Finn at the bar and everyone else, and order a nice bit of rum, something dark and stormy.
Okay, excellent. So I named the barman. His name is Merrick.
Merrick.
So Merrick the barman introduces himself to you. He says, welcome lads, welcome ladies. This is the Blackthorn Brewery. Here we have every drink that you could ever imagine and so much more. We have bards from all over Faerun who choose to play here. As you would know, the name of the bar is legendary. How can I help you today?
Duval just kind of smiles and said, I think you were here last time that I came here for a drink. The usual thanks, my good friend.
And he looks at you all, and then I think it's Lucho, really. Lucho's presence that really lets it sort of the penny drop, because were you in the marketplace? Have you just come from the marketplace, that trouble out there?
It's possible.
Well, yes, man. There was an assassin who killed some shopkeepers. We sort of put pay to him and put him down so the guards could take him away. Because we are a friend to all shopkeepers around here.
He goes, well, he says, I don't know you by name, but certainly as you stand as a group, your deeds are here before you are. I have to offer you a drink as thanks. We don't want dirty you auntie assassins hanging around here.
Appreciate it, my friend. If you don't mind, I have a little bit of business to attend to with a relatively drunk friend over here.
He says, oh yeah, he's been waiting here all day. What did you need him for?
We did a job for him and now it's time to get paid. How deep are his pockets?
Oh, well, all I can say is he's either spent your earnings or he is very wealthy indeed. He's been here all day and he's been drinking the good stuff, as you can see, and he kind of holds a hand out and presents to Bjerenden. Bjerenden kind of holds up a hand now and sort of recognizes you and sort of focuses and waves and turns his attention back to some very good sort of looking rum in a glass, in a tankard, sorry. And Merrick says, so what can I get you all? What would you like? And he looks to Finn and he says, what about you, Ganassi? I am honoured.
Oh, I thank you. I'd just like a maiden's ass, please.
He says, that kind of shenanigans starts after 9 and that's upstairs.
Duval spits out some rum.
He says,
You don't have it on tap.
Oh, the maid. Oh, yes, no, I do have that. Yes. He says, and he goes, and your friends? What about your friends? They can drink for free for all the night. In fact, if you don't have a place to stay, you would be welcome to stay here.
I'm going to climb over the bar.
Thank you.
And check all the barrels for water, and if I find one with water, I'm going to jump in it.
You did you the pantsuit?
What's that?
You didn't see that, did you?
You probably could have got a bath upstairs. Though I can't do an accent right now. Jesus.
I don't want to be alone.
Did you a bright green pantsuit out of water?
He does kind of point off, kind of up the stairs. See, over here are sort of 2 stairs. and they lead up to, imagine like, you know, the old saloons in the westerns where there's a great big downstairs area, and then you go up some stairs, some winding stairs, and then there's dorms and places to freshen up upstairs. He says, of course, if you'll accept my hospitality for the night, you're welcome to stay. And there is a bathroom upstairs. Should either of you need to wash, you do need to wash. He sort of looks at the spatters of blood and Lucho's ever drying skin, and says, my offer stands. I would usually charge 60 gold a night, so you're very welcome.
Well, man, that is very generous of you. Can I get a rum for the lowest, please?
A rum for you, sir. Yes, and your friends. Anybody else? How about the I don't want to sound rude, sir. The wooden fellow.
No,
He sort of points to Dorfl.
I'm quite happy just chilling.
You sure you don't want you sure you don't want some oil? You know, for you know, wood needs oil, doesn't it?
I do like to look nice and shiny.
I do have something here that would help. I have this honey wax. You can either drink it, or you can apply it to your skin. It makes you more limber and fragrant. I'm not implying that you smell, sir. No.
Speaking for my new friend over here, yes, he'll definitely take the honey wax. Thank you.
And he looks to Dorfl. Sir, did I get your order? Dorfl, did you order a...
Already, yes. Rum in hand, all good.
Rum. Okay, fantastic. Now, if you choose to partake in these drinks, I have to tell you that there is a good, healthy pewter flagon of your finest drink, and it is good. Like, it's the reason that this place stands out on the map, perhaps for too long. And this is an eye-opener, is that it has been crap. You've been drinking crap since you've come to this point, and you don't know how he does it, but he's obviously pulled a few strings with his merchant friends. But yeah, this guy really is friendly, and he looks after you. And yeah, so you have drinks in hand, and Bjerrenden looks like he needs a bit of propping up. What would you like to do?
I'd like to go and talk to our friend who is potentially going to pay us money before he drinks the rest of the money that we was going to pay to us.
Sure, okay. So, did you want to move over there? I mean, I don't mind, I guess.
Helps if I don't have the pan tool going on.
Oh, yeah. So here is Bjerrenden right here. So he looks to you, and he seems to, seeing you're a human, you are a human, aren't you? Not half-elf.
He's human.
Yeah, he warms to you quite quickly, and more so in a social kind of way, like he just feels at ease because he knows how to talk to humans, and he would be more uncomfortable with other races. But he says, Dorfl, it's incredibly good to see you. Yes, yeah. Did you manage to get the goblins gone?
Yes, amigo. Yes, the problem is taken care of. It seems like you've been having an auspicious day today, so we're here to collect the payment.
He says, did I offend your friends? And he sort of looks over to the bar. They're all right with me. Did the job go easy? And just so you know, the job did go easy. Yeah.
So, my friend, it went swimmingly. It's been a long road, but now it's time to drink. I came over out of courtesy and out of professionalism as well. I just want to take care of business before we all start to relax, and then come and join us.
He smiles, and you see that he's got that old familiar sort of semi-toothless grin that most sort of farmers would have, spending too much time in the field and not enough time, I don't know, at the orthodontist or whatever. And He says, so it comes to payment. Was it 15 gold each that we agreed? And he sort of looks left and right.
Dorfl's just going to shoot him a bit of a sly look and smile and said, my friend, you remember this was 20. And...
and yeah, sorry.
And there was also a couple of other things that were incurred on the way here as well. So perhaps we need to talk about compensation.
He looks to all of you and then to you, Dorfl, and he says, I am but a poor farmer. Roll insight for me.
I shall roll insight.
Can I?
Because I've got that as a proficiency.
You're just not sure. He could be telling the truth. He could, or he could not be.
Dorfl's gonna wander over and like sit on the other side of him, and then cast an Eldritch Cannon on the table in front of him. Like the flamethrower, and it's gonna look exactly like Lucho's avatar in the bottom left corner.
I don't know how to feel about that.
You see like flames rolling out of his mouth. Like, sorry, what were you saying?
And so Baron Samedy comes to sit down as well as that.
Yeah, I suggest that you pay what you agreed to. Make a saving throw, please.
Okay. He's going to make a saving throw. Are you rolling intimidation to intimidate him?
No, I'm going to put it on the screen now. It's suggestion.
Suggestion. Let's see how he does. Oh dear! Yeah, you got him. Whatever.
He's got to do it. Like Like my suggestion is, I suggest you pay it to us so that you can walk away from this alive.
He goes. Suddenly his face turns grim. He semi-sobers up and he goes, Baron Samedy, Mr. Samedy, sir, and he just sort of stammers. The grog is really tickling his brain somewhat, and he goes, 20 it was. Yeah, 20 it was. I remember now. I don't know what I was thinking. And he begins to...
You're drunk. It's okay.
What's that?
You're drunk. It's okay. You forget things when you drink.
And he goes, Marguerite is going to kill me, but that's what we agreed. Very well. And Marguerite, as his wife, he starts to hand you your 20 gold, and obviously puts they're all in small purses because he imagined to give them to you like individually. So he starts, those who are around the table, he starts to hand it out like Dorfl, Baron, and what have you. And he says, Marguerite told me to say thank you. We are both very grateful that you were able to do that favor for us. I've had a good word with Merrick, and despite your good acts, he's agreed to put you up for the night, either on my cost or his. You're welcome to enjoy the rest of the evening. So congratulations, you succeeded on the job that you didn't have to do. And you got paid for it.
Yeah,
free money.
So with that, Dorfl thanks him and says, my friend, tell Marguerite that I send my well wishes, and to be a better husband and a better farmer, spend more time with her and less drinking here. It's probably money not so well spent.
He kind of looks like, is he shagging my wife? And then
he gives
goes,
the wink of the golden eye.
he goes to like reach for an imaginary big fork and goes, "I will be spending more time at home now. Yes, thank you, Mr. Duval. Please, all drinks are on me, and spend your gold wisely." He nods and stands up, and a lot of the other people are just kind of like enjoying themselves pretty much. He says, "Would you like me to stay, or can I go to my room? Is there any more you need from me?"
No, don't think there's anything else, except I do have one question. What does the phrase "true fleet" mean to you?
True fleet. Oh. He looks around. He instantly sobers up, goes as white as a sheet, and looks around the room, namely straight to the guards, and especially the ones on duty. And he says, How do you know of the true fleet? What? And he sort of looks at you for a moment, sizing you up, says, looking at you because more as your race. He goes, Have they approached you, Lord Duval?
No, my friend. Just a keen eye, just like how we came to know about you drinking here all day, and how to know to give our regards to your wife as well. Just call it curiosity. That's all.
He goes, I want this night to be a night of celebration. I would prefer conversation of other topics. Perhaps I could go and speak to the bard over in the corner, and he can get some fine music. He knows anything. Is there any music I can get for any of you? He can play, and you notice that he really rapidly changes the subject.
Yeah.
He keeps flashing an eye to Merrick, the barkeeper, as well.
Yeah.
As well as
Duval just nods and says, "Another time, somewhere less public."
He nods and he says, please, thank you. Yes, do enjoy the evening. But I would. He leans right in and makes a very impressive impersonation of being kind of drunk for a moment. And he leans right in, like too close in, and just above a breath, he says, "Avoid them. Decline their offers. They are not to be trusted." And it almost sounds like he's quite sober, just for that brief moment. And then he carries on, and that's pretty much the last that he wants to talk about of it.
Yeah, Duval just smiles and claps him on the shoulder. The message well received.
Okay, so you're all enjoying some rum. Is there anything that you would like to do while you're here? Like you can perhaps take a short rest while you're sort of here doing nothing, if you like, or take the time to level up if you wish, or you could do that a little bit later on. So I'll throw it open to you. Is there anything you'd like to do while you're in the bar?
Nice.
There's plenty of people around enjoying themselves. Like I say, majority of the sailors are kind of over here. And yeah, you've got on-duty guards here, which is strange for a pub, but then maybe they're just hired security. And then you've got 2 off-duty guards here.
I don't know, what's the consensus? Is there anything that anyone would like to do?
Go sit down and have a drink with the off-duty guards and have my little Eldritch Canon follow along with me.
See, you're okay. Move yourself to where you are. You're going to be up here talking to these off-duty guards. Finn, you're concentrated on sowing the seeds of love, as it were.
I'm more trying to talk to the bartender and be like, is there any party girls around here that I can party on with? And I get another drink.
It is at Yeah, it's getting to be around about probably I'd say 8 o'clock now. So they are coming on duty. They're coming in and saying hello to Merrick, and they're flirting very heavily with Merrick, leaning over the bar. There's a lot on display, as it were, and they make themselves very obvious. They go. There's a group of maybe I would say 6 that come in, and sort of 3 hang around looking for potential business, whereas 3 almost seem to instantly find their favourites in the likes of the guards and this guy, and just kind of amble around. So yes, you can take your pick. Primarily you find with Velen, there's a lot of humans, but one is a half-elf.
Of the primarily humans, how many is there?
So there's 5 humans and 1 half-elf.
Wait, is this in the bar or is this party guild?
Yeah, that wasn't me, that was the dog. They were just...
Sorry.
Are you sure?
I'm excited, but not that excited. Yeah, they're just kind of ambling around, trying to look sassy, trying to get a bit of coin, basically. Yeah,
I'm looking for 2 party girls to continue on partying upstairs.
Oh well, they if I would say that they're standing here by the bookshelf, which seems to be their first sort of port of call, and they are definitely giving you the eye because you're new, and I think word of water ganassi has made its way around. This could be a good little in for you.
I can do some fun things with water.
Duval's gonna sneak up behind Finn and just say, Finn, have you ever heard of a reverse mermaid? Find a reverse mermaid.
I'm just gonna elbow deep in the ribs and that to Duval behind me. And that because I know exactly what I'm doing, standing there playing with water. Manipulating it into different shapes.
You should have bought a snorkel because we're going to get really drenched.
So dirty.
What the hell are you
okay, that's good.
The water.
What I do want to do is see you do a charisma roll. I guess persuasion, just to see how successful you are.
Performance, whatever is better.
Yeah, or performance. Yeah, whatever if you have a proficiency in one, you would use that. Let's have a performance as well. Oh, there you go.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. And just I want to see if you look after my girls, my imaginary girls. Roll dexterity. I won't explain what that's for.
There's no need. You like me to roll for the water as well?
Oh, no. We're good. That's brilliant. Yeah, well done. Very good. Okay, so yeah, you have landed yourself...
2.
Your preference, your preference of the 2 women, are they on your arm or are you just literally getting straight to it?
What do you mean getting straight to it? I'm going upstairs.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Not on the floor.
Yes, my hands are in the small. I have 1 on each side and my hands are in the small of their back and I've just whispered to them knowingly. And said, ladies, will you join me upstairs?
Remove 26 silver from your purse.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay, anyone else? How about you, Lucio? You're just in a paddling pool of bliss upstairs? Crystal?
Sorry. Sorry, I was also eating pizza.
Did you bring enough to share with all of us?
I mean, this is the last slice. If you all want to nibble, then...
Oh, always?
Yeah.
Well, I'm in Caversham, so, if you can get here before I finish it, you can have a bite.
Give me 5 minutes.
I'm not far.
Okay, great. So anyone else?
After that bath, just make sure you let the water out because it's going to be slightly poisonous.
Oh, no. I collect it and give it to people I don't like.
In little colourful jars
Yeah.
to entice them to drink it, or?
Oh yeah. I'm like, guys, do you fancy a drink? I've got some here. Share it around. Doesn't hurt me to drink it.
Oh my god, are you handing out shots to people, or?
Yeah, but she's handing her own poisoned bath water, basically. It's like,
Ew.
Hypnotoad cocktails.
Squashed frog.
Oh, dear.
Okay, so like I say, there's plenty of people that you could go and talk to. I see Dorfl is sitting with 2 guards. Is there anything you want to run by them or talk to them?
Just see, well, 1, how drunk are they? 2, if there's anything interesting going on in town, and if they've, heard of anything that we might want to follow up on.
So, yeah, what do you get from the off-duty guards? They're very reluctant to talk about work, but they do tell you about...
Like, work's fine. I want to hear all the rumors and shit.
Yeah, so it's all pretty mundane stuff, like, I see, like, John has started making bread chickens and stuff like that. But what they do say is that currently there's a very high bounty on for the head of the Dread Pirate Black Scar, and they hand you this wanted poster. Can you see that? Is that shown up?
Is it the Dread Wesley?
Nice.
You can see that, can you?
Yeah, I can see it.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's a wanted poster out for the Dread Pirate Black Scar. And yeah, it's a handsome bounty of 8,000 gold, as issued by the Duke's Navy. But during the night, that's about all you get. All the rest of it's just talking about his wife, and talking about their kids and stuff. And yeah, just general daily life. Is there any other sort of specific questions you have for them? You just want rumors? Obviously, I mean, they tell you a little bit more about the Shrieking Sails. He says that the Shrieking Sails are a very, like you would say, he says evil. He says they are an evil band of pirates, very strong in numbers and very cruel. He says they need to be caught. The Duke wants to catch them. That you can always tell Black Scar's ship because they have sails made of flayed humans or flayed people. So the whole sail is, they're very cruel, very evil, and they basically just rob and pillage whatever they can. He says like they're a scourge. He says, and that Black Scar, she's the worst. If you can get the head of Black Scar, I'll give you 8,000 gold on top. He says.
Yeah, interesting. Well, the only other question I'd have was, obviously I'm not human and can't get tattoos, and I'm really perplexed. I saw this interesting one earlier.
Oh yeah. He says, and he sort of looks around.
Can't we etch things into you?
We can. But I could always buff that out. It's not the same.
We can etch it in and then put like some diamond dust or something into it, or some like melt some gold or silver into there, give you a little decal.
Like filigree.
Some racing stripes. How about racing stripes?
We just etch it and fill it with resin. It'll be fine. We can do all kinds of colors.
Alright, we're gonna have to do that next.
Yeah,
so,
that would be pretty an opal resin or something.
Nice.
So sorry, yeah. What was your question there? You were asking about True Fleet.
That was, yeah.
Yeah. So their response is very cagey, even more so than Bjerrendon, because they don't know you. They're just like, we know nothing of True Fleet, do we, George? And he's like, no, we know nothing. And then the conversation goes very chilly, and then he wants to talk about his family some more. Okay. Baron Sammy, you seem to be
interested.
What's that?
I said I'll just continue to pretend to be interested.
Anyone else?
Well, I'll talk to these two What are they, sailors? Former
Yeah, so
swashbucklers of some sort?
what is your right is a very fair-looking dock worker, female, and she's sitting with this attractive, like perhaps gentleman over here, and they are just talking about work, and they're talking about the docks. I think the only information you really glean from them is that ships have been really busy. You know, it's like really mundane shit. Imagine these people don't have very interesting lives compared to what you're up to. So you hear about way bridges and cranes being broken, and like so didn't get their delivery of fish. But what they do tend to mention a lot is a person called Escala, Eskala, and she seems to come up in conversation quite a lot.
Tell me about this Escala. Where I come from, Escala is a type of snail you put in butter and garlic.
Oh, please tell me I haven't spelled it the same. She is. They say, she's somewhat of a celebrity on the docks. She owns. Hang on, I'm looking her up. She owns the Emerald Panther, which is possibly the fastest ship on the fleet. All the other ships are out currently at the moment, too afraid to enter the water thanks to the shrieking sails. But Escala is still brave enough to do quick runs because she can usually outrun them. She's only lost 12 pirates this year. She's only lost 12 crew member this year.
Do you think she would take on some, well, let's just say, troubleshooters? Do you think she'd be looking for people to, sit on her ship and help her out with security?
He nods and says, yeah, absolutely. Adventurers are hard to come by these days, and from what we've heard about your exploits, we don't mean to be nosy, sir. We heard that you did an excellent job, and yes, certainly if you can eliminate the shrieking sails, or at least help Escala, then that would be a big boon to the whole lot of us, and perhaps even trade might blossom even more in Velen again.
It's interesting. So keep an eye on that. Did you say that someone's doing did you also mention that someone is sabotaging stuff on the docks, or do you think that is just accidents?
He says, well, if they are, then the guards certainly haven't helped, and neither have True Fleet, that's for sure. And he kind of just sort of shifts a bit uncomfortably. Things go missing. A dozen gold bars become 10 gold bars, and if the right gold exchanges hands, then it stays at a dozen, if you know what I mean. But that could be down to the Navy, that could be down to the True Fleet, who are part of the Navy, or it could be down to more nefarious organisations such as the Shrieking Sails.
I lean up closer to him and speak in a much softer voice, and I go, I've heard a lot about the True Fleet. What have you heard? And I'll try and persuade him to tell me what he's heard.
Okay. Make a roll.
Apparently not.
Oh, no, definitely not.
I should have used guidance first. Oh, well.
He says, friend, I enjoy your company, and I would drink with you over the True Fleet any day, but I hear a lot. But on this occasion, it bodes me well not to say anything.
Oh, that's always that's wise, You heard what they said, loose lips sink ships.
As you guys are talking, you notice, are you guys happy to carry on, by the way? I'm looking at the time. Are you happy to go on for a bit more, or did you want to call it?
No, I'm happy to keep going.
Good for a wee bit.
My bedtime
Okay.
is 1 a.m., so...
Okay, so
I am turning into a pumpkin, so I won't be able to go for much longer, but others can continue without me.
Hannah, that's
Okay, no worries.
amazing.
well, that's good. We can just basically, I'll wrap it up very shortly. So basically what happens is, as you guys are enjoying the night, it comes to around about, say, 10 o'clock. You notice that a lot of the people that are drinking are very drunk by now. 4 very burly, very intimidating, sort of grubby-looking people walk in through the door. They flick these 2 guards a look, and instantly these 2 guards start to leave. They walk out behind and walk out. They then... Lucha, you're upstairs, aren't you? Or are you with those guys there? You're upstairs? Or are you there?
Sorry, I have my mic on mute. I'm down here with these guys.
Okay, right. Basically, you notice these 4 guards come up sort of halfway and they nod at Merrick. As they do that, these 2 guards begin to shift very uncomfortably and start looking at the exit, which is over here. And a handful of other patrons, having seen this, choose to leave. This guy is unconscious, and by now these 2 are unconscious. And Bjerrendun, you notice, stands beside the stool. Again, somewhat more sober than before, and begins to kind of back away. And Dorfl, are you standing where you're standing there?
I am. I'm about to say I'd like to check out that bookshelf. What's actually up there?
Okay, so what's on the book? What's on the shelf?
Yeah.
Like loads and loads of maritime knowledge. And basically like how to tie knots, or what to do if your mainsail isn't braced, or the right size cannonball to attack the right size ship. Very interesting knowledge like that. And what I'll do is, if you choose to either take these books or read these books or distribute these books later, there's enough knowledge there for you to be able to get a +3 to any maritime like knowledge rolls that might sort of roll up in the future.
Oh, definitely.
So you can read it and just keep it to yourself, or share the knowledge. But yeah, it'll come in handy later on.
No, that would be very handy. He's definitely got a bit of an academic streak in him, given some of his background and direction. So I would say it's something that's going to allow him to share the information, I think, would be best.
Okay, fantastic. And yeah, so these unsavory types come by. They nod to
Sorry,
Merrick.
did you say they look like guards, or they're dressed in guards' uniforms?
They're armored, and they look like they might have either once been guards or have access to guards' armor. But they don't, again, like the guy in the marketplace who made that comment, they're similar to sort of that. Like, they look like they could be guards, but there's just something a bit off. They don't hold themselves. They hold themselves with a lot of arrogance, and there's something...
I mean, clearly everybody's freaked out though. And do any of them have that? Do any of them have a tramp stamp on them?
You wouldn't be able to see from there.
Sure. Okay.
So they make their way up. Now, I need, let's see, who's closest. I'll get Dorfl, Dorfl, and Samadi to roll a perception for me, please.
Ooh.
I have a passive perception of 18.
Oh, great. Well, then it's very clear for you, Dorfl, that these guys have, and to you, Dorfl, because you're so close, you get pluses. They all have True Fleet tattooed up their neck as they walk towards the bar. What you also notice, Duval, does anyone have Thieves' Cant?
No.
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 Okay. Well, then all you see is a manner of strange, almost indeterminable hand gestures between Merrick, Bjerrenden, and that's the map, and the group. As they then begin to make their way down to this guy here. And they start to basically surround him. And yep, Lucho, you're there.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if that is where I'll leave it.
Nice.
Long way away.
Yep. Yeah, it's a very big bar. So those of you who are entertaining ladies might not be privy to this, but like I say, it's been a few hours since then, so you might have done the dance of love and come back down, or you might be going in for round 5. I don't know. Getting your money's worth.
I needed a good hour of that, and after that, the ladies are fairly exhausted, and I'm done myself.
Cheeky little pat on the backside, and it's see you next week.
Come down for a drink, I imagine.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like to, how would one say, replenish fluids.
I would say just as we leave it, Dorfl, you would have noticed that there's that Merrick kind of just like points his finger at all of basically your group and a few others. Basically everyone in the pub. He kind of like nods and kind of just singles out a few people really like briefly with his finger, and then looks as they leave. He looks very concerned on his face, and then appears to kind of busy himself with something down by the cellar, and he's like, oh yeah, just gonna stock take or something, he's just like hanging. He's kind of hanging by the cellar door with an ominous look on his face, and I think that suspense little area I shall leave you in for the night.
Aww.
Does anybody else notice what's going on besides Duval, because they were next to him?
Well, obviously, yeah, you do. You notice some hand gestures, but because none of you are fluent in Thieves' Cant, you just either think that they're scratching, or isn't it funny that they touch their nose twice purposefully, but you don't know what's going on.
Can't decide.
Not a single rogue among us.
Nope.
Yes.
You said that, like, I'd noticed what was going on, but couldn't tell what they're doing. But is anybody else?
I think we might know it. I don't know, action made perception, but I'm saying, even if we don't know what they're saying, we do sort of know they're having would we know that they're having a weird conversation? Because sometimes they
just
do.
Loudly announce that these guys are all doing something weird.
It doesn't matter if we don't, that's fine.
Well, I'll let you roll, those who haven't rolled perception already, because that was Duval and...
Wow. Nope, never mind.
Well, I don't mind if you roll insight, if you're happier to roll insight.
It's fine.
Can I have advantage because I'm so close?
You weren't so close to the exchange up by the bar, but so you can just have a straight roll.
Okay, cool.
Oh, nice.
Winner in the chicken dinner!
Nice.
I gotta say, my time spent with the ladies has left me alert and refreshed.
So, that's fantastic. So, Finn, if you want to... Where are you positioned right now? I can't see you on the map.
I'm back at the bar.
Okay, skill. Yeah, cool.
So,
yeah. You are... everyone apart, maybe Baron Samity's still wrapped up, like, oh, tell me about your kids, that's great. Or tell me about the dogs, I think that's brilliant. So Baron Samity unfortunately doesn't notice, but the rest of you guys are kind of aware, at the very least, that these people have entered the room, that they are unsavory, and that they all have True Fleet tattooed on their necks. All of them are human, and all of them are they're either male or female, so obviously they don't discriminate. Man. And that's where I'll leave it.
All right. Nicely done.
I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoy level 4.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
It's going to be very interesting now.
Are we leveling up before the next session?
Yeah, please do. Yeah, you've got obviously 2 weeks, so it won't be next week. It'll be the week after. And
You're supposed to
And,
have
like,
rest before you can level up.
Don't worry
absolutely.
about it.
Yeah. Like, it's been so long, and you're in a tavern. You can have rested. It's not like you're out there, I don't know, cutting down trees or anything. You're chilling with your buddies, chugging on frothies. I'll let a long rest go. That's fine.
Okay, cool. I just thought I'd double check.
What's that?
No, I just thought I'd double check with you. That's all good.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Like, yeah, you can have a long rest because you're in a pub. It just kind of makes sense, especially Finn. Finn, you're feeling right as rain. I mean, you put in some hard yards. Don't get me wrong, but
Hey, it was mainly magic. I mean, come on. Shaped water is amazing.
imagine like a wet t-shirt competition up there or something like that. It was like, boom, you get a wet t-shirt.
Honey, your imagination is so limited.
I know. Well, I'm trying to keep it PG. I'll be Googling all the rest of it later on.
It's a kind of magic.
It's a kind of magic.